gentlemen, look, this a loyalty test. I'm assuming I don't even know who in the chat with me right now, but I'm assume that one of them is Montaigne, maybe, and the other one is Donnie. You know what I'm saying? That's just a testament, man, to how loyal y'all are to this channel, man, and I appreciate that. But I want to say good morning, everyone in the chat. It's your boy Ghost Rider. If it's your first time here, y'all come in and watch the video. I'd like to welcome you guys to Legal Wars Live, cruising with Ghost Rider. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like episode number 46. This morning, we're going to be talking about Trumponomics. Basically, you know what I'm saying, talking about the Trump economy, looking at the jobs report. You know, the job numbers just came out. That's news. Unemployment rate holding at 4.3%. That's news. U.S. economy added 130,000 jobs. That's news. Those 130, hey, y'all, look, those 130,000 jobs, by the way, is more than what was expected. So that's like what President Trump was doing when he first came into office, add more jobs than he was expected instead of losing jobs. You know what I'm saying? Just like I thought, that's Mentone. Good morning. Good morning. As you guys come into the stream, if you on a cell phone, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice over here, Donnie. Hit the notification bell. Good morning, Donnie. How's it going? So, Donnie, I just wanted to ask you to start off with, man, I want to start the stream off like in the chat if I can. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no podcasters, no live streamers, nobody do that. So I want to start off in the chat if I can before I get to the content. So, Donnie, I just wanted to ask you, have you heard about President Trump's unemployment rate? 4.3%. Look like it's holding steady. Added 130,000 jobs to the economy. That's more than expected. You know, I'll say after all the firings, you know what I'm saying, he fired hundreds of thousands of government employees. And then on top of that, the AI boom, man, I say adding 130,000 jobs, that's quite impressive. It's more than what we expected. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, you could say that, you know, his job numbers do not match President Biden's jobs numbers. President Biden, he never had a month where he had a negative jobs to the economy. Did you know that, Donnie? 48 months as president, and every single month, positive job growth. So, you know what I'm saying? President Trump, he can't make those same brags, but he can say he's done some pretty incredible things with the stock market and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the content, man. I know I'm early. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I early, like I'm early on the content, but I want to go ahead and start giving it to y'all since y'all quiet and everything like that. Let me see. Donnie said something. Donnie, what you have to say, my brother? He says, the unemployment rate isn't affecting my local area. So is the unemployment rate a real loss or gain? That's a real good question, Donnie. And the answer I have to that is like, so we judge presidents and our leaders off of certain metrics. Our unemployment rate is just a number. You always heard that. You might have heard the saying, Donnie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. For the most part, that's true. The unemployment rate is just a number in which we can gauge and see how easy it is for an American to get a job. So, Donnie, you have a job. I'm cheating because I already know that. But what I'm saying for people who do not have a job and they're out there looking for a job, this is important to an average, everyday American. So if you can go find a job quickly, a good job, then that's a good thing. So that's one of the metrics we judge a president by. But Donnie, I do appreciate that comment. And I understand you saying it's you don't see necessarily the effects of it on your community. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about some things this morning. Guys, if y'all haven't liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Guys, jump down in the comments as I go over the content. Let your voice be heard. Tell me if my stomach look too big on camera or something. You feel me? Listen, the stock market, as your boy Ghostwriter predicted, now all y'all got to do is go back and hit the tabs, live stream tabs. You see what I'm saying? And go back and I predicted now. I predicted several times that Dow Jones index was going to hit over 50,000 points. And you guys, it has done that. You see what I'm saying? So you look at a stock market that's over 50,000 points, a S&P 500, that's another thing, Donnie. That's people's 401ks. It's a large number. I think it was like 40 or 50% of Americans have 401ks. I forget, I could look. So I'm saying like that's directly affecting the Americans, and the 401k is the same thing, the S&P 500. So this is what I'm saying. If you got GDP in astounding numbers, could have hit 7.1% if it wasn't for the shutdown. Over 7%. Think about that. 7% growth. If you have a stock market, two of them, the Dow Jones and you have the S&P 500, Americans actually, their 401k is record territory, and you add more jobs than expected to the economy. But Donnie's saying, man, we ain't feeling it where I'm from. That's not affecting me. I'm saying those numbers are probably better. Y'all listen to me now. You're going to learn something. Ghost cooking early this morning. I know it usually take me a second, but I'm cooking early. Those kind of numbers are probably better than Bill Clinton's numbers back in the 90s. And I know my boy Donnie is good about researching something, so Donnie could look that up for us. I'm saying the metrics I gave you, the GDP, job growth, or the job rate, you see what I'm saying? Not the budget. Don't look up the budget. But then look up the stock market and the growth. And I'm saying out of those things, President Trump, those numbers probably rival Bill Clinton's at any particular quarter during his presidency. But here's the difference between President Trump's presidency and Bill Clinton, President Clinton's presidency, that a lot of us don't think about, in this artificial intelligence. That's the difference. Artificial intelligence, whether you believe in it or not, whether you think it's a hoax or not, whether you think it's really the fourth revolution and it's going to revolutionize our world or not, what I'm trying to tell you, that's irrelevant. You say, Ghost, how is that irrelevant? Because I'm talking about the billions. And Donnie, can I say the billions? And can I say the tens and hundreds and billions and even trillions of dollars worldwide being spent and invested in artificial intelligence? We call that the AI bubble. So in the AI bubble, if we look at President Trump's economy, which I call Trumponomics, you'll see he giving tax cuts to the rich, yada, 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 yada. Your stock market is in record numbers. That's A++. Over 130,000 jobs you added in January surprised people. Overall, and job numbers aren't the best, aren't better than Joe Biden so far, but still, we could give you a B on the jobs. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent. I know you Democrats probably ain't gonna like that, but you know what I'm saying? And then I'm saying when we could keep moving on your GDP, I have to give you like an AA plus. There's some things, some metrics in his economy that isn't all the way up to par. But what we're saying through all of that, I got my boy Donnie in the chat saying, we not feeling it at the crib. I don't see how you could laugh about that. That's facts. It's not just Donnie. Look at the numbers. That's why President Trump could say it's a hoax. You might could say, hey, it's a hoax, Ghost, you tripping. That economy good. You say it's like Bill Clinton's economy. That economy good. That's just Democrats just tripping. The AI bubble refers to a theorized stock market bubble where high investor enthusiasm and massive spending on artificial intelligence have inflated asset prices beyond their current fundamental value, drawing comparisons to the past bubbles like the dot-com era with concerns about unsustainable debt, overvaluation, and potential future economic fallout if the bubble bursts. While many see signs of a bubble due to hype and rapid investment, some argue it's a boom underpinned by fundamentals through the true extent of AI's long-term profitable and societal impact remains uncertain. Guys, out of all the money, all the growth we've seen in the stock market to this point, I want to ask you something. How much of that money that being poured into the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, how much of it do you guys think is foreign money? That's the question. How much of it do you guys think is foreign money compared to where it's just regular investors? Because I'm about to give you guys some numbers where you could see the consumer index. You see what I'm saying? The consumer confidence is at an all-time low, the lowest it's been since 2014. That's what I'm saying. You saying, go, so how is the numbers doing good? The stock market, but on the ground, regular people, they saying they're not feeling it. What's going on? The booming artificial intelligence, AI, has reshaped the stock market, especially the performance of NASDAQ and 7 companies now known as the Magnificent Seven. And guys, if I ain't ever told you anything else, we talking about, you know, Ghostwriter, Tax the Rich. Donnie, if y'all know Ghost, y'all know Tax the Rich. And Donnie, when you want to know, because Donnie, you get into the specifics and the policies. Donnie, if you want to know who I mean by Tax the Rich, I'm talking about Alphabet, and I do apologize to Google. You know what I'm saying? YouTube and Google, the same company. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to Google, but Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, apologize to Instagram too. Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. We got to apologize to Elon. That's the Magnificent Seven. Those 7 companies are going to be the companies that are going to profit the most, American companies at least, off AI. Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook and them, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. That's who going to get the money. And I'm saying people pouring, yeah, when I say that's going to get the money, you're going to have to understand what's going on. Okay, so we have started feeling this right now with President Trump and his economy. I'm not no hater. I'm not no Democrat. Salute. Because y'all Democrats don't understand in the time where money is, I'm talking about trillions. Look at that stock market. That stock market, a lot of that is foreign money now. And a lot of that money is geared and pointed towards AI or AI related stuff. So I'm saying at a time where a lot of money is being poured into AI, artificial intelligence, and people are making projections that artificial intelligence is about to take away jobs. That's what AI is intended or not intended to do, but that's the consequences of artificial intelligence. It's created to. I played that, and I'm going to play that in a little bit, and I'll show you how they training robots called humanoids to do jobs that regular humans do. They got robots driving cars around all cities all over America. San Francisco, Austin, they got robots doing jobs in warehouses, man. Come on, y'all ain't heard it. We could research that in a second, but I'm trying to tell y'all, during a time like this, for President Trump to maintain them job numbers, that's pretty good. That's number one. But number two is, I will say this, though. This is the initial period of the fourth revolution, what I call it, the AI boom or the AI bubble. This is the initial period. So this is a period where the majority of the money is being poured into the economy right now. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the money is being invested. So, guys, what I want to tell you guys is, people are asking, will the AI bubble end? Waves, however, are defined by their impact across the whole economy. They create theoretic ripples, and importantly, require investment across every layer of the technology and communication stack. They ranges from silicon, compute, storage, network to software devices, power, and connectivity. Each wave has subsequently, we're going to skip all of that, okay? Waves of commute are not isolated, simply separate entities. The reality is that one wave lays the foundation for the next, and typically they tend to build rather than end abruptly. For example, PC internet shifting to laptops with broadband connectivity laid foundations for true mobility commute with apps enabled by cloud infrastructure. This then opened the door to the evolution of artificial intelligence. That's important. I don't like getting too complicated on these guys, but that's important that I tell y'all that. Importantly, the dot-com bubble is efficiently the only commute wave to have an abrupt end. Rather than fade and mature as other waves have, it reached a crescendo after 6 years, with 2 years of generating in excess of 70% returns. Then it abruptly crashed. What they're trying to say is that they don't believe that artificial intelligence is a wave. It's just a move. It's not just a fad. It's something that really is going to revolutionize our world, just like the internet did. You know what I'm saying? Just like the typewriter did. That's what they trying to say. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't liked the video, guys, y'all double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. I'm about to start getting into the meat of the content. We only been 15 minutes now. Y'all know it take a little time for me to get to cooking. But I'm about to get to cooking. Because, guys, I told y'all about a stock market. I told y'all about the jobs report, the new jobs report, and I told y'all about a GDP. But the facts of the matter is there's something that President Trump is missing, and it might not be his fault. Donnie, he's saying it's a hoax, but something that the Republicans missing, something the Democrats are not missing. They're going to take advantage of this. In 25-26, the Trump administration policies, including the One Big Beautiful Bill, are projected to increase economic inequality by cutting social programs like Medicaid and SNAP while imposing tariffs that raise consumer costs disproportionately, harming low-income households. While poverty rates remain flat in 2024, enacted budget cuts and tariffs are anticipated to raise poverty and decrease the real income of the poorest households. Oh, so what we got over here? So you know what that sound like to me? That sound like the rich are getting richer. That's why those numbers look so good, Donnie. That's why the stock market looks so good. They buying and selling and giving and trade. The rich are getting richer, but we ain't talking about the everybody else in the economy. See, President Trump, that's the difference with your economy and President Clinton's economy. I'm not backing up what I'm saying now. His numbers might look good like that on the surface, but this is an incident where numbers could be deceptive, and that's because of that AI bubble. The people at the bottom are still at the bottom. They're not coming up. Yeah, you might have rich people. They get money and they get richer. But let me repeat that for the people in the back. The people at the bottom, they still at the bottom and they not coming up. Can President Trump understand? Anybody in his administration? Y'all could give him a message. Can he understand this? It's called the AI bubble. He got to recognize this, the poorest households. Key economic impacts on lower income population include reduced social safety nets. You know Republicans don't believe in that. Significant reductions to Medicaid and SNAP benefits, potentially cutting food assistance for over 22 million families. Donnie, didn't we talk about this yesterday? You said about the safety nets. We lose the safety nets, we gonna see them. They ain't gonna vote for no Democrats no more. Didn't you say that yesterday, Donnie? Oh yeah, the Republicans already reducing the safety nets. Maybe that's why the Democrats winning all the special elections. Maybe that's so. Because the party that's gonna do something or care about or take care of the people, Donnie, that's the party that the people is gonna win. The people gonna vote for. So I'm saying this is a promise made, that not a promise kept. Reducing social safety nets. We can argue about it. Y'all get down there in the comments. I'm saying where my Republicans at that's going to argue with the fact that y'all be trying to cut stuff from poor people. Regressive tariffs. Broad tariffs on goods from countries like China, Mexico, and Canada increase costs for basic necessity. The bottom 20% of households could spend up to 5.5% of their income on these higher costs, more than double the percentage paid by the top 20%. Look, I got to ask y'all a question this morning, Donnie, y'all. Good morning, everybody in the stream. I got to ask y'all a question real quick. Y'all know how President Trump said that, you know what I'm saying, it was a hoax, affordability was a hoax and everything. I'm trying to say, like, what if President Trump wasn't using tariffs? Let's just do a what if real quick. You know what I'm saying? Ball striker, what's up, baby? Look, I'm saying just real quick, let's do a hypothetical and say, what if President Trump wasn't using tariffs? And I'm particularly talking to Republicans, and I'm particularly talking to Trump supporters, because you have so many people complaining about the price of goods and the price of groceries. And you know that meant something to him, because I played it now a lot in the last few days on how he addressed affordability. So I'm saying, you know, the risk that using tariffs, according to independent analysts, say that it caused on the U.S. economy and raising the price of goods, but I'm saying he still did it. So I'm saying, like, you know, are the price of goods lower? Let's have that debate. What you think, Ball Striker? The price of goods lower? What you think, Donnie? Some people say yes, some people say nay, some people say a little, some people say yay. But I'm saying if he wasn't using tariffs at all, then I think that he would have a clear consensus across the board that he at least made some sort of difference and lowered the price of goods. When you think that, that would seem like that would be like a common sense thing to put together. That his use of tariffs in some kind of way has kept prices higher than they would have if he wouldn't use tariffs. So possibly, the Democrats probably will argue that they had the inflation trending down, you see what I'm saying? And that President Trump's use of tariffs got it kind of where it's at, or just a little bit lower. President Trump gonna quote you numbers from 1 quarter to where his inflation numbers are good for a month or for 3 months. But I'm saying that most people are going to look at how much was the price of goods a year ago when you were elected compared to how much they are now. Does that make sense? So I'm saying when you put all of this together, and I know it's complicated and I know it's everywhere, but that's why President Trump is saying, hey, my numbers are good. And in some respects, I mean, y'all might laugh, but on the surface, some of those numbers I quoted, you go back and look at Bill Clinton's numbers. But I'm saying, like, people aren't feeling it. I'm saying, like, it's not winning votes. I'm saying, you say ghosts, I don't care about votes. I'm just going to get off the agenda. Say if that's President Trump. Hey, look, I'm going to let the Democrats win the midterms. You know what I'm saying? Even if they impeach me, man, I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to get my agenda done. I'm saying, even if you moving like that, even if that's the way you moving and that's the purpose you moving, I'm saying I still don't think that you're going to be able to accomplish much of anything, man. Much of nothing. And it's especially due to this bubble with this AI, guys. We're going to keep going into it. But I've stressed this, and I don't want to say it in a way that I've said it before. But President Trump, I think he knows what he needs to do. Wage and job impacts policies have been noted for undermining worker wages and reducing economic security for families. Increased inequality tax policies such as TCJA and subsequent legislation disproportionately benefit higher earners, with estimations that the top 10% of families will see income increases while the poor face reduced support. It's like a con job if your numbers good like that. But the people, the poor, are getting poorer. And I'm saying the AI and the AI bubble, and billions and millions and hundreds of millions and $1 trillion plus being poured into your country, into a stock market. I'm saying that is not helping nobody on Main Street, like what Donnie said. That's what Donnie said. Donnie said he can't feel it on his street. Where they from? You could celebrate $22 trillion that America has gotten in investments. You could celebrate a $400 million jet that you could say all the American presidents and fly on and make them look good. You could celebrate a $150 million ballroom. But I'm saying that's not helping no Americans. That's not putting no eggs, no beef, no gas, no groceries. That's not helping the regular, everyday, average man. It don't matter how good your numbers are. It's not helping. But now with President Trump and his rich buddies, now it's helping them a whole lot. It really is. Higher cost of living in December 2025, food prices experienced their fastest monthly growth since 2022, with beef prices rising 16% in December, adding pressure to low-income households. What President Trump gonna tell us? Come out and tell us, Donnie, not to eat beef? We can't eat beef? Oh, don't eat no beef. Don't worry about no beef. These policies constitute a shift that, according to analysis from the Congressional Budget Office, you want to know the source? There you go, and other institutions, could result in a significantly wider wealthy gap. So if you look at the numbers look good for the U.S. economy. The stock market, yeah, the rich people getting rich, yeah, but the poor people are getting poorer. U.S. consumer confidence fell sharply in January, and that's a surprise now. But that can tell you, or that could show you, the AI bubble. This is how we're able to see the bubble and what's going on. Because you tell me, Ghost, if you have a stock market, basically that's what that is that's like, Donnie, that's like us, Ball Striker, us taking our money and our investing it into the economy, right? So we're not going to take our money and spend our money and invest it into the economy unless we believe that we're going to get a return and make something back. Is that correct or incorrect? Right? So if you see a stock market that high, usually that means that people are pretty confident and President Trump, his economic what's going on. But so I'm saying, like, if you see the stock market here record gains, there's no way that the consumer confidence would be at a low so low. How's consumer confidence low and the stock market is doing so good? That don't make sense. It's like saying that people are, if the stock market doing good, it's like putting your money, but you putting your money in something you don't believe in. That's what it sounds like. Let's read. Let's see what's going on. That's where the AI bubble's coming in. Because I'm telling you, a lot of foreign money is going into our stock market, and they're investing in those 7 companies that I called to you that are going to be big winners when AI hits the fan, when it starts hitting the mainstream. A Conference Board Consumer Confidence Index fell by 9.7 points in January to 84.5 from an upward revised 94.2 in December. A 5.1 point upward revision to December's reading of the index resulted in a slight increase last month, revising the initially reported decline. However, January's preliminary results show confidence resumed declining after a 1-month uptick. The present situation index, based on consumers' assessment of current business and labor market conditions, fell by 9.9 points to 113.7 in January. The expectations index, based on consumer short-term outlook for income, business, and labor market conditions, fell by 9.5 points to 65.1, well below the threshold of 80 that usually signals a recession is ahead. The cutoff for preliminary results was January 16, 2026. What's going on, guys? I'm saying, what can they predict? Who can predict anything? What can they predict? Donnie, what can we predict? Can we say we're going to have a recession? They've been saying that pretty much President Trump the whole time he was in office. When he first came into office, they were saying he was going to have a recession. Hasn't happened yet. I think it's the AI. That's the AI bubble. That's what that is. So I'm saying, y'all tell me, when is the recession that's going to happen? I'm saying when President Trump first came into office, there was if you guys tell me where I'm wrong at, people were predicting that there was going to be a recession. When's it going to happen? I'm not saying that there won't be a recession. I'm not an economist. I'm not saying there won't be a recession. All I'm trying to say today, my argument is that as good as an economic number might look in the U.S. economy, the average everyday American, the regular American, is not feeling it at home. That's my entire argument. I don't care if your stock market then hit 100,000. What have you done for the poor? What have you done for the working class? What have you done for the average everyday man? It hasn't changed. It's the same thing. That's why I give you that those consumer index numbers, those are brand new numbers. They're for January. And these numbers are at the lowest they've been since 2014. I'm talking about pre-COVID. So I'm saying, regardless, Donnie, of what that stock market looks like, the regular, average, everyday American, the confidence that they have in the economy is at the lowest it's been since 2014. Y'all, somebody explain that to me. Somebody, Donnie says, Ghost, if there's a recession, who will feel it? The rich people in the stock market or the poor people who haven't felt the change since Trump's first term? That's a good point. That's a real good point. But Donnie, what my thing is this: regardless of what President Trump has done to help whoever he's helped, the rich or the top 10% of families, I'm saying regardless of what he's done to help them, I'm saying he made a promise to a lot of people, Donnie, who voted for him, and which in part is a reason why he is president. He made a promise to a lot of people, Donnie. Promises made, promises kept. You know how you always go around, you bragging, you touting, you did this, you did this. I'm saying, Donnie, he made a lot of promises to a lot of people in which he has not fulfilled his promise. There's a lot of poor people. Donnie, me and you know that ain't no president really is directly responsible for any kind of huge changes in your life. We know that. We understand that, Donnie. Me and you do. But I'm saying, Donnie, there's a lot of people who went out there and said, hey, I voted for President Trump because he said that I'm going to lower the cost of goods on day one. They look at President Trump and remember when things were cheaper and people did have more money in their pocket. And then Joe Biden become president. And you know what I'm saying? Inflation in 2022 hit with one of them 2025 year things where it's not going to go back. It's not going to reverse. So the people look at President Trump and say, hey, maybe if we vote for him, the prices will go back to it. And he knew that. He understood that. And he encouraged that. That's what I'm saying. That's what sounds like the con job, Donnie. That's what make it like a con job. You see what I'm saying, Donnie? That's what make it seem like a con job, because he played into it knowing that those prices weren't never going to go back to where they were. So all I'm doing this morning, I'm bringing to everybody's attention, yeah, the job numbers come out, but still the job numbers might have came out, but the consumer confidence is at the lowest it's been since 2014. I'm going to read that to y'all. Y'all got to let Ghost finish cooking. I'm going to get to where I get to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Democrat. I'm not going to jump out and just say something that'll please a Democrat. And I'm not a Republican, even though what I started out with, it just sounds good to the Republicans. But yet, and still the present situation index based on consumers' assessment of current business and labor market conditions dropped by 9.9 points. The expectations index based on consumers' short-term outlook for income, business, and labor market conditions fell by 9.5 points, and this one is important, to 65.1, well below the threshold of 80 that usually signals a recession ahead. So the question can be asked, I think it'd be a fair question to ask, are we going to have a recession? You know what I'm saying? That's how I stopped in the comments with Donnie. What I got to say to y'all, though, Ghost, Donnie telling you President Trump, regardless, recession or no recession, he going to be blamed. The percentages of U.S. adults who anticipate high-quality lives in 5 years declined to 59.2%. You know what that means? This is a Gallup poll. I'm just giving y'all a lot of statistics and a lot of numbers this morning. This is a Gallup poll. But what I'm telling you guys in this Gallup poll, to where if people who anticipate high quality of life, if that number is declining, high quality of life, that's people who dream the American dream. You feeling that? That's people who believing in the American dream. If the quality of life or anticipate a high quality of life is declining, that's mean people losing faith in the American dream. In 2025, the lowest level since measurement began nearly 2 decades ago. That means the people who have faith in the American dream is at the lowest level. See, that's what you got to understand if you President Trump. This ain't no Democratic hoax. That's not what this is. This is the American people not having confidence, President Trump, in your economy. And they don't have confidence in your economy, not because they Democrats, it's because they not feeling it in their pockets. Because you not helping them. Yeah, you up there celebrate. It's just like almost an insult to injury to see you with a $400 million plane and building a $150 million ballroom while people are starving. The poor are getting poorer. I'm saying you celebrate numbers. I could come on here and celebrate a 7% GDP, but like Donnie said, what does that matter? How is that helping him? How's that putting money in your pocket? How's a 7% GDP helping Donnie in his personal life? How's a 7% GDP helping somebody buy some eggs or some beef or some groceries? How's a 7% GDP helping if I'm disabled or if my mom disabled? How's a 7% GDP helping us? It's not helping us at all. You got $21 trillion in investments in the U.S. economy. Okay, great. Fantastic. Boeing, the rich getting richer. Avita, the rich getting richer. Apple, the rich getting richer. I'm saying, what about the regular American people like Donnie, like Ball Striker? That's what I'm talking about. What about them? What you doing for them? No tax on tips. No tax on tips. I'll throw you a little crumb. I mean, I know people filling out their taxes. How much money you got back on that no tax on tips? Because that was just a tax write-off. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be, was it? I ain't going to speak on that just yet. I'll let some people talk about it in the chat. No tax on overtime. How many people getting money back on no tax on overtime and it's what you thought it was going to be originally? What it was promoted to be compared to what it actually is going to be. How much you actually going to put in your pocket compared to what it was promoted that you was going to put in your pocket. That's not my point. So I'm trying to be fair. I'm naming, like, most people ain't going to even name that. They're not going to even take that as a serious attempt to help the poor or the bottom half of America. I'm saying somebody need to be in President Trump's ear telling them this. I started off, y'all, with the numbers like, hey, that's news. That's news. 4.3, your unemployment numbers, you had 100,000 jobs, that's news. I started off with the news. But I'm saying I'm going to continue with some facts, with some more numbers. When we talk about the U.S. consumer confidence fell sharply in January to the lowest level since 2014. That consumer confidence, that's regular people like me and you, like Donnie, how we started the stream. How are they feeling in their average everyday life? This part of the conversation President Trump is calling a hoax. But the percentage of U.S. adults who anticipate a high quality of life, it 5 years declined to 59.2. That's the lowest measurement in nearly 2 decades. Since 2020, future life ratings have fallen a total of 9.1 points, projecting that our estimated 24.5 million fewer people who are optimistic about the future now versus then. Most of the decline occurred between 2021 and 2023, but the ratings dropped 3.5 points between 24 and 25. Americans' ratings of their current lives have also declined since rebounding in 2021, but not so stiff. Listen, I'm going to tell you like this. I already know if we have this conversation with President Trump, I already know what President Trump going to say. Well, Donnie, you know what President Trump going to say. What he going to say, y'all? I don't care if it was Caroline Levitt. I don't care if it was Pam Bondi. I don't care if it was Kristi Noem. If you ask any one of them a question, the first thing they gonna say is Joe Biden. Y'all tell me how I'm wrong. The first thing they gonna say is Joe Biden. Oh, well, President Biden, he we served under the worst president. Oh, President Trump, he took over. The first thing they're going to say is President Biden. And look, how much President Biden is at fault for what's going on today. I'm saying all I know is when the voters go in the voting booth in November, Donnie, say it one time for the people in the back. Who they going to blame for the economy today? They gonna blame President Biden. Oh, it's President Biden's fault, y'all. So make sure when y'all go in the vote booth, y'all vote for a Republican, because it's President Biden's fault for how the economy is today in November 2026. I'm saying it's a disconnect, man. And I try to tell this story from 15 different ways, so it's just a different way that I'm trying to tell the story using all new angles, but telling the same story. And it's like, I mean, I can't help it, bro. I try to be fair. Y'all know I consume a lot of content from everybody, and I'm hearing President Trump, and I'm hearing him talk about these numbers and that numbers. The unemployment rate and 4.3%. And I'm talking about, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But we look at deeper numbers and we talk to regular Americans. And I'm saying, they saying, no, Ghost, that's not what's going on. What's going on is that we slipping. The American dream is not coming back. And I'm saying the slipping has started like before President Trump got there, but the slipping still started. Trump is now the unusual situation of winning a non-consecutive second term and having a majority in the House for a second time after having lost the majority in his first term. However, he still faces the same challenge of holding a majority in the House. Just before the 2018 election, Trump focused on immigration, letting the Democrats make healthcare, not the economy, the top issue. But like Trump's first term, this is going to be about whether he has effectively addressed the issues that voters elected him to fix: inflation and the economy. So in essence, he is on the ballot, or at least his performance will be. Among independents, his job approval rating is 27%. I'm going to say that again one more time. Amongst independents, according to Real Clear Politics, his job approval rating is 21%. Among independents, according to the economist YouGov, his job approval rating is 31%. According to the latest Morning Consult and Quinnipiac poll, his job approval rating is 33%. And that's what matters, y'all. The independents. He's suffering terribly among independents, man. Horribly, guys. If you guys have liked the video, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying, guys? Y'all, I'm finna get down in the comments with y'all this morning, man. What you think, guys, think about Ghost's assessment to this point, man? Donnie says, Ghost, if we give a poor person in New York City $500 a month and a poor person in, I don't see where the second person, $500 a month in Tennessee. Can you tell me who's helped the most? I'm saying, Donnie, you gonna give them $500 a month. I'm saying, like, what you giving them $500 a month for? I'm saying it's a stipend. And I'm saying, you saying just give a poor person, Donnie, that's just, you feel what I'm saying? It's just so bland of a question. It's just not that enough. You got to give me more specific details so I could give you the correct and accurate answer. I will say this, though. I will say, it's not about you giving someone $500 or you giving them $1,000 or you giving them $1,500. It's about the resources and the opportunities to get the resources being there to where they could live a good or comfortable life, Doc. It's about the resources. So resources isn't necessarily all the time money. And a lot of times it's not money. Donnie, when you get your paycheck, it's probably 5 things that most of every people are going to spend money on out of every paycheck or every time they touch money. You got to buy food. Every time you touch money, you got to pay rent or for somewhere you stand. You know what I'm saying? Some people, car or transportation, it's certain things that, so what I'm saying is this, Donnie, I'm saying like the resource. You could provide transportation for someone who don't have transportation by providing a resource. It takes money for you as a government to be able to provide that resource, like the city bus. In the city of Houston, if you lived in a rural area in Tennessee, Donnie, you might not have access to that resource. So yeah, it might be more important for you to have money, because how is the person gonna get around, or maybe go find a job or whatever? So I'm saying there is so specific with the help that you give them, Donnie. But most of the time, the money that's being spent, when you're saying give a poor person $500, most of the time, Donnie, the money that's being spent is about providing them resource. Usually, if you provide them resource, that'll work. But you saying $500, yeah. If you're trying to say the difference between New York and Tennessee, yeah, of course, the cost of living is higher, much higher in New York than Tennessee. So there would be a difference if you had to give them cash in Tennessee or in New York. You know what I'm saying? But I would say mostly it's the resources that people need, that you could provide them a way to get to the resources. A lot of times the government is going to be the ones that have the money or spend the money on the resources, just providing the people a resource or opportunity. A poor person, you know what I'm saying? Like this person says, if you give specific details to a rock, would you expect a response? Sometimes it's not the detail, but who you asking. Okay, Mr. Art Lifts, I really didn't understand that, if that's what you got to say. How much money does the government give to Mexican people? I'm not sure, sir, about how much money the government gives to Mexican people. Like I'm saying, that's you're not asking y'all. It is about the details. It's all about the details. Yeah, I mean, even if your facts are wrong, it's still about the details. The details is everything about the situation. How you gonna do anything? I can't do nothing in my business without the details. Your facts are not always gonna be 1,000% correct. No one's facts are 1,000% correct. Everybody's gonna. You feel that? But what I'm saying, especially if you live streaming for 3 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying a whole lot of different stuff. But I'm saying the details matter, though. The details are everything. You know what I'm talking about? Tell me where I'm wrong. Tay said the taxpayer pays. Most of the times they do. Most of the time. Somebody say it's called taking care of yourself and your family. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Most definitely, man. Y'all had liked the video, man. Y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. We've been streaming about 50 minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of slow motion, man, but I try to come and deliver the content. You know? I felt like I didn't have to keep repeatedly saying what I was saying. You know, a lot of people, they probably thought when I first started off, you know, like President Trump, there are numbers in his economy that looks really well. They really do. But I'm saying how many people in America that are still complaining about, I mean, it's just like something happened to where it's like, a certain number of people or poverty was created that it's no reversing. Because, I mean, you know, you adding jobs and you getting trillions in investment and you doing A, B, or C, but it's like there's just so many people in America that's just like, they're not feeling it or they're not seeing it. I mean, Tage, that's what I gave you. I gave you the numbers, the consumer index. It's just about what people are feeling and what, people on Main Street, that's what I look at, man. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. consumer confidence. It's the latest press release. It released January 27, 2026. I mean, this is old news. The stock market, I mean, the jobs numbers, January jobs, he added 130,000 jobs in January. That's fresh news. 4.3% unemployment rate. That's fresh news. But what I'm saying, I come on here and do the same thing every time because that's something President Trump's going to hear those numbers. He's going to feel good about his economy. And that's why I said, yeah, some of his numbers, they look as good as, that's why he walks around gloating about having the greatest economy. Yeah, some of y'all might be like, that's just President Trump. But I'm saying this is what I don't think he's recognizing, what he's understanding. The expectations index based on consumers' short-term outlook for economy, business, and labor markets fell sharply by 9.5 points to 65.1, well below the threshold of 80 that usually signals a recession ahead. That's what me and Donnie was talking about, Tage. We were saying, are we going to have a recession? And I said, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. They've been saying President Trump is going to have a recession for a very long time. Since he first got in the office, it ain't happened yet. So I wouldn't say you're going to have a recession. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. He going to celebrate. He going to talk. He going to brag about those numbers, man. But it's just the consumer, the people. It's the artificial intelligence and the money being spent and the artificial intelligence. It's a bubble, man. And on the top of the bubble, the rich are getting richer. And on the bottom of the bubble, the poor are getting poorer. Donnie says, the ghost, the point of my question is this. No matter what the nation government does to help the poor, it won't be enough for some people. $500 doesn't mean much under NYC economic culture. Yes, it does. Yes, but Donnie, for some people, Donnie, the reason why I want to appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals because the government allowed me to go to college, go to school. It's some government people or politicians, they support policies that help underprivileged people, and it does help them. It benefited me greatly. I'm saying, Donnie, you talking about $500. What you gonna do with $500? I could see if you say you gave them $5,000. That's the first thing, Donnie. We got to get to reality. Reality is $500 ain't gonna help nobody nowhere, no matter where you at. That's like giving them 50 cents. It's like if you give put 50 cent in a coin machine in New Jersey and you put 50 cent in a coin machine in Los Angeles, would there be a difference? That's why I'm saying, Donnie, I'm not trying to pick on you, but that's why I'm saying being specific. But the truth of the matter is, Donnie, $500 ain't enough money to give nobody to do nothing. What you do with $500? $500 barely pay this car note. It can't pay the car note and the insurance. That's what I'm saying. $500. You saying if you give a poor person $500, Donnie, when you giving them something to help them, you gonna give them. It's got to be thousands at least, and thousands probably just gonna help them temporarily. It depends on the amount of help they in and who we talking about, Donnie. That all makes a big difference. $500 though ain't gonna help nobody really too much or nothing. You say you give them $500 a month of free money that they ain't got to pay back. That's what I'm saying, Donnie. To me, that because that's why when you said that, I pointed to a resource. What's a resource that they need? Because if you want to give them money, Donnie, you gonna have to give them $5,000 a month. Give them $2,000 a month. Give them $2,500 a month. Give them something that, Donnie, they'll have a chance to survive. You give them $500, you give them $1,200. You know you can't do nothing with $1,200. The average man probably eat $1,200 out in a restaurant, bro, probably in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna give a man $500. What you gonna do with $500? Let me ask anybody in the stream that's grown, that's above, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's not in your 20s. What you gonna do with $500? Man, $500 is gas money. That's gas and food money. Who in this stream thinks that $500 is some money? Like, that's like the 1980. That's like the 1980s version of some money. Like, oh, I got 500. I'm gonna give somebody 500. That's what you chump somebody down with in 1980s. $500. Bro, you spend $500 in 2 days. I'm saying, who in here is gonna sit here and get $500 and you gonna have $500 after a week of living in America in 2026? How much of that $500? Ask the average American how much of $500 you gonna have. You gotta buy your own. We ain't talking about no children who living with their parents who ain't gotta pay no bills, who ain't gotta pay or gotta buy for nothing. I'm talking about us people who paying for every bit of our existence, just like you are. So ask yourself, how long would $500 last you? Well, how you trying to chump somebody else off with $500? That ain't gonna do nothing to help them in their life. If you talking about helping them in their life, you're not helping them in your life to get. Bro, some people see a homeless person and just give them $500. They don't even. They just, well, give you $500. If I'm finna pass, I'm feeding the homeless people during Christmas in Houston in 2024. I'm pass out 200 or 2023. Excuse me. I'm gonna pass out 200. I could give it to one person at one time. It's a regular dude Christmas. I could give it to one homeless person. I just chose to break it up and just pass it out like that. But I'm saying, you got rich people. They just walk up to I ain't talking about Drake or none. I'm just talking about regular people. During that time, they give them $500. They would probably somebody in America giving a homeless person and it ain't no spectacle about it. They're not even thinking nothing about it. I'm saying, if you want to give them something, you got to give them something that'll help them. If you're trying to help them, if you giving them $500, that's not helping them, Donnie. If you give every American, that's why President Trump didn't say 500. He said 2,000. Because I'm saying, what you would say if the government give you 2,000, y'all? That's just like temporary stuff. But I'm saying, like, if you gave them 2,000 a month, then yeah, you'll get people out of poverty with that. You say, Ghost, that's only $24,000 a year, but you could still remove people out of poverty with 2,000 a month. President Trump, Joe Biden and them did it. Because that $2,000 a month, you still make the woman, she got 4 kids, you still make her go to work. But she go to work and she only making $1,500, $2,000 a month, but she getting $2,000 a month from the government. Put that together, that's 4 racks. She gonna be doing a lot better than she would have before. That's what I'm saying, Donnie. It's a lot of variables to it. You just giving. I'm saying, you got $500 that you want to give to every poor person. You know how much money that is? That's hundreds, and that's probably billions, depending if it's in the state, depending on how many people are though. 1 million people, you give them 500. That's 500 million. That's a lot of money. You gotta understand. So I'm saying, with that much money, I could create a resource, or I could create something for the good of the whole, instead of chumping people off with $500. What they gonna do with 500? That's you chumping them. When you give it, Donnie, you give somebody 500, that's like you telling them you want them to stay broke or you want them to stay poor. Donnie, because they ain't never had $500,000 at one time before. They know what 500,000 is. They know what it's gonna do for their life. They might be more susceptible to take the 50,000 because they don't understand what 500,000 to do for their life, and they never had it before, but they still recognize what $500,000 is. Trust and believe that. I'm saying, like, so you saying $500, a poor person, Donnie, just like you know $500 ain't nothing, they know it's not either. It's not. $500 isn't a lot of money to a man who paying bills, who paying a car note, Donnie, who paying more money than you are to wash his clothes. You got to think about that. A lot of times services, poor people paying more money than you are. You might pay to wash your clothes on your electricity bill. But I'm saying, imagine, Donnie, if you was in New York City and you washing clothes. That's a bill. You feel what I'm saying? That's a bill, $50, $60 a month. He pay more money than you wash his clothes, and you talking about $500. His life more expensive than yours. He just ain't got it. But I'm saying, he still recognized that $500 is something you lay out there for your little niece for her Christmas You feel that ain't no money you give to nobody, no poor person, Donnie. Like you really trying to help them, like $500. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just depends. That's why I said the situation, Donnie, what's going on, because where to give everybody $500, you passing out probably billions. With billions of dollars, you could build a resource, Donnie. You could build like a Superdome that can help, not for a sporting event, like that could maybe like be a shelter for every homeless person you got in the community. You feel that? Why you gonna give them $500? I got a creative mind, Donnie. You talking about if you talking about Tennessee, I don't even want to do the number. Let's just say they got 3 million people in the state. So say that's $1.5 billion that you talking about passing out. That they just gonna spend it. You just like you would spend $500 in 15 minutes. Just like you will. Some of y'all spend $500 in a day. But we know you got it like that, though. But you had like $500 some money. But I'm saying, listen, so let's just say like $1.5 billion. You know what I could build with $1.5 billion? I could build shelters in 5 different places across the state of Tennessee, Superdome-sized shelters that would eliminate the homeless in the state. Ain't nobody I got enough beds for every human being almost in the entire state. I could do that with $1.5 billion. The problem would be is funding that and keeping the lights on in the building. But I'm saying I could build the buildings and I could start off with like, I'm saying you talking about you giving ghosts that much money. I'm saying you gotta be, don't just like, I'm gonna try to solve a problem, Donnie. So I'm not going to just hand them money. That's why with TANF, it's like they get food. It's like the government's not giving them money. They're giving them $290, or used to be, for one person, $290, like 2 people or a family, like 5, they'll give them like access to the resource. The resource is food. I mean, if you're the richest country in the world, if you could afford to fly your president on a $400 million jet, if you can afford to build a $150 million ballroom and brag about your country getting $18 trillion, $21 trillion off the backs of poor people, off the backs of the working class, I'm saying the least that it seemed like that you would be able to do, or they'll be able to do, is, help and feed the poor. You can't do that. I'm saying you can't give none of the money back to the people who are at the bottom, or help people to come up or to change their life. It just don't make no sense to me, man. You saying like give a man $500 like you chumping him. I'm saying, like, if you trying to keep them at the bottom, you trying to keep them at the bottom. But Donnie, I'm not trying to keep people at the bottom. There are some Democrats who believe, and but I don't think like the progressives, I don't think their message is to give a man money to keep him at the bottom. We trying to create, like, we trying to move them people like who are not all the way impoverished. They're like on the edge. We trying to move them to the middle class. We expanding the middle class, Donnie. That's what we doing. We expanding the middle class. Y'all growing the rich. Look, this is America. And this what y'all doing, Donnie. This the top. Y'all growing the top. This all y'all doing right here. Y'all growing the top. This the middle class and the poor under here. They ain't moving. You ain't doing. That's the whole live stream. I could have just did this. I could have came on the live stream and started with this. This the whole live stream, what I was saying. This President Trump's economics and Republicans' economics, this the top. The middle class and the poor under here. And this the top right here. And this President Trump's economics, he just growing. The rich people, the only people getting money. That's it. Maybe a couple of these people under here, but the rich people getting money. This what the Democrats, this how they do it. The top up here, right? Remember these the poor? So this what the Democrats do. They take that middle class and they stretch the middle class. So the people who are right here, they're going to go to the rich. They don't grow it from the top. They don't start with the top. That's dodo bird stuff. The people right here, they're going to move them to the rich and they're going to stretch the middle class. So some of these people in the poor, they're going to move the ladder down and they're going to come up to the middle class. Some people are just like, they about $25,000 from moving to the middle class or living a completely different life, 25 race. That's not really that poor, if you understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like they policies, they grow the middle class. That means some of the people that's not that poor are going to step in the middle class. Some people that are extremely wealthy going to step to the rich. What the Republicans do, they grow the rich class. Ain't no middle class, no poor, no nothing. Just give tax cuts to the rich man and y'all just get a couple of little trickle downs to the bottom. I'm just saying. My boy Donnie say you give a man 500 in Tennessee or New York, what's the difference? About ain't no difference because it's $500. You say you gave him 50 racks or Tennessee or New York, bro. You can't $18,000. I'm saying you can do some stuff for $18,000, but I'm saying what substantial you could do that'll change your life. You're gonna need more with that 18,000. You're gonna need more. What you gonna buy a house with 18,000? You gonna buy what? What you gonna buy? A RV or a trailer or something? You gonna have to maintain it and take care of it. That's what I'm saying. You gonna need more with that 18,000. You got to understand that. For you to understand what a man going through, you got to walk in his shoes. So if a man getting $1,200 a month, you got to do like Casanet and them do on the stream. You see what I'm saying? To where you got to go live that life. Go somewhere and you know how they do it, like when they go to jail and stuff. Go somewhere to an apartment and get $1,200. Let them give you $1,200 for 30 days and you live that life. And then you get to come back and say, oh, well, if you give a man $500, you get to come back and like talk like a man who got 15 million in the bank. If you got 15 million in the bank, you could say anything. See, that's what Jesus did. He came and he lived. He became one of us. You got to live that life first before you could talk that talk. You got to walk it. If you ain't walking the walk, then it's just your words. Really, you just saying something that just sound cool. Oh, you give a man $500, you know, you give him 500, you know. You just sound cool saying it. But I'm saying there's no substance in what you're saying. That's why I said I need details, because I'm more of a serious, I'm going to give you a correct answer. I usually don't just say worthless or like, you know, words that like usually it's going to be correct and on point. So I'm saying if I want to give you a correct and on point answer, you know, you give them 500, you know, I mean, like, how can I correctly answer that is what I'm saying if I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you talking about giving everybody or you giving poor people in Tennessee, that's a lot of people for you to give that much money to. You could provide those resources to them instead of giving them 500 that they're going to spend in a day or 2 days. Some people get 500, they're going to buy a pair of Jordans and a pair of pants, and that's it. It's over with. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. You could buy, I don't care if you in Tennessee or New York City. Well, New York, you probably ain't going to get, but you could buy a pair of Jordans and a pair of jeans, and that 500 is over with. And you in New York, you could take your girl out to eat. That 500 is over with. Take a girl out to eat. You see what I'm saying? Like, and realistically, you could fill your car up 5 times, 6 times. That 500 is over with to fill your car up 5, 6 times. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta see what you saying. $500, it's not gonna help them. You gotta give them something to help them. Oh, like it's like this. Like you got a lion. You got a pack of lions, and this what you asking me, my boy D. D saying, Ghost, if I give a hungry pack of lion two steaks a day, not 2 steaks apiece, you giving the whole tribe of lions 2 steaks. If I give a pack of lions 10 lions 2 steaks apiece, or if I give 12 lions 2.5 steaks apiece, you feel what I'm saying? It's not enough. That's not. I mean, that's not you underfeeding them. You gotta feed them right first if you want to solve the problem. If you underfeeding them, like you're not feeding them if you going out there and you throwing yo German Shepherd or 1 Ritz cracker, you giving your German Shepherd 2 Ritz crackers a night. You asking what's that? How's it gonna help? It ain't gonna help. You not curing no poverty. You got to give the right amount of money or the correct amount in order for you to cure the poverty. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're trying to keep people impoverished, then you just go ahead and throw them like 2 nickels. Here you go. Here you go, brother. You know, I'm a good old Christian man. You know what I'm saying? Because I see you got a need. You know, I'm a good Christian. I ain't going to just walk by you like these other people. But here you go, brother. This what you good Christian giving you. A good Christian. He giving you 35 cents. I'm saying you might as well keep on walking because you're not fulfilling it. I'm saying if you're trying to help them and you're trying to cure the problem, if I'm going to help them, I'm going to try to cure the, if I'm able to, I'm going to cure the problem, I'm going to fix the problem. If I'm not, I'm saying then like because it make you be like what your intentions are. Like you trying to keep them impoverished or keep them under your feet like a slave. You know, you got your slaves, Donnie. You got to throw them a little couple scraps. You know, if you feed the dogs, Donnie, they going to run off and go somewhere else to get, you know. So you got your slave. You got to throw them a little couple scraps down there. You know, give them $500. You give a poor person $500. I'm saying how about you go do an Oprah or somebody? Do you take a poor person and you give them a house and a life and a way to whatever they need to do if you're going to help them? I'm saying you talking about just give them $500. You just take that and just start walking around and just give it to homeless people. Just give them $500. That ain't. I'm saying you talking about the government. If I'm in the government, I'm finna solve a problem. Giving a poor person see, I guess that's the Republican part of me coming out. You know what I'm saying? Because I do got a little conservative in me because you give them $500, that ain't going to solve no problem. So I really ain't going to be for it. I ain't even going to put that out there. President Trump say a couple thousand. Now, a couple thousand ain't going to, but you give a poor person, that's how you expand your middle class. Because that girl who making $2,000 a month, Donnie, you would say $24,000 a year. She poor. She making $2,000 a month. If you give her $2,000, now she making $48,000 a month. Single female. I don't care if she in Tennessee or New York. She doing straight. No. I'm single with $48,000 a month. She might not could get everything she wants, but she ain't gonna be hurting for too much. She could pay rent, get a good car. That's all she need, and buy her food. That's all, and pay her bills. That's all she need. See what I'm saying? That's where if you take that, it's just how you do it, Donnie. You know, if he give him $2,000 one time, that's better than nothing. That'll help somebody in some situation stand up or sit right or do better. It's better than nothing. But I'm saying, Donnie, if I give him, I'm going to try to give him something to help him. You feel what I'm saying, my boy? The goal is to cure the problem or try to attempt to solve the problem. That's what we're trying to do. As a government, as a country, as a unit. See what I'm saying? That girl, my girl, Smashley. What's up, baby? If y'all ain't like the video, y'all go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Yeah, Donnie, that's what it is, man. Most of the time, Donnie, what we need to do is provide opportunities for the poor man. Most of the time, people trying to hold them down. That's the problem is. We have a lot of constraints and restraints that we put on people, Donnie, that holds them down. You trying to hold them down. Usually, if you let somebody loose, then they could be able to. God put them in it to be able to provide and take care of themselves. So, Donnie, the first thing we do before we pass out 500, we got to make sure any of our or none of our actions are actually holding them down. That could be a first thing we do, Donnie, is make sure that our actions, our laws, and our policies aren't holding down minorities and other people from going to better themselves. Because we might be holding them down with some things we doing or some laws we have. So, Donnie, when we make sure we ain't holding them down, then we can see how to accurately or correctly assist them if we're really trying to help them. You know what I'm saying? It says, how about Jasmine ripping into Bondi? You know what I'm saying? I got that new Jasmine for Texas episode number 7, man, coming on Monday. I was gonna address all of that. I'm just saying the way she did it though, Smashley, that's the way I like the way she did it, because she did it was like a real OG the way she did it. You know what I'm saying? So first she was just like, I'm gonna ask my counterpart or my colleague, because I know she knew if she would have win at AG Bondi, she knew she wasn't gonna be able to get it in how she wanted to get it in. So she sat there and she just dumped it on her. AG Bondi, she kind of like took it. She took it in the best way she possibly could take it. You know what I'm saying? She was just like, okay. But then at the end of it, you know, she really didn't, you know, she ain't really too much to come at Jazz, because hey, I'm telling you, when that girl get on you, bro, that's why she the best. See, y'all look at it as ghetto, but I'm saying for everybody else, Smashy, I promise you. Look, I'm watching the people's faces. So for the dude who the leader of the whatever, what he called in the Senate, and he the chairman or he or the Congress, he doing the hearing. I'm saying everybody's faces when Jasmine talking the way she even laughing herself, bro. That stuff's so funny, bro. Real talk, and she'll let them have it. Y'all saying it's ghetto. Look, watch Pam Bondi face and watch Pam Bondi's assistants behind her. Watch their faces when Jasmine talking. Bro, you can see it on that. They might be thinking anything. Anybody who come at you, you gonna be like, oh, you gonna say whatever. But I'm saying that stuff funny though. It's real funny, bro. That's what Smashy was laughing. I'm saying you could say it's unreal or unserious, but I mean, a lot of young people like, you know what I'm saying, Jasmine a fighter. That's what I think. I don't see nothing at all wrong with the way she went. I don't care what they saying on that. Says Jazz. Anybody who feel any kind of way about the way Jasmine went at AG Bondi, we not really trying to get you to vote for any. We don't need your vote anyway, to tell you the truth. We don't really need your vote, because I'm saying, like, that's how she get out. That's how she what made her what she is. She is being authentic. Now, when it come about the midsummer, you know what I'm saying, we gonna have to try to make. We can't be having her doing too many hearings. Come midsummer, we can't be having her doing too many hearings. You know what I'm saying? She get in a tight race against that Republican. You know what I'm saying? You start watching that kind of stuff. But I'm saying right now against James Tellerico, I think that helps her against Tellerico. Because you know Tellerico, he wouldn't do... What if Tellerico was up there and he was asking AG Bondi questions? What kind of questions y'all think Tellerico would have asked? Smashley? What kind of questions you think, how you think James Tellerico's exchange would have been with AG Bondi? It wouldn't have been nothing like Jasmine. He can't fight like Jasmine. He can't talk like Jasmine, and nobody can. So a lot of people, they try to hate on her. So, oh, she good. But I'm saying you ain't gonna win no votes. Like, well, we gonna see, man. I'm gonna see if I'm right. It just depends on her mood, y'all. We talking about Jasmine for Texas #7. You know, early voting start next week in the state of Texas. So, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's just about getting the people out there to vote. If you get the people out there to vote, I think it's a clear understanding of what's gonna happen with Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? I know James, and I know the kind of people James got voting for him. You know, James, he from Round Rock. Who not? Hey, tell me I'm wrong. Hey, who know about Texas? You know what I'm saying? James Tellerico, don't tell people you from Round. Are you you represent Round Rock, James Tellerico? What he say he represent? If that boy say he represent Round Rock, I'm voting for for Ken Paxton. Oh my mama. Hey, oh my mama. I would not vote for any politician who from Round Rock. I don't care what party you in. Cause you could be up there talking like you a Democrat, boy. I've been in Round Rock. Bro, I used to, when I worked for Tesla, a lot of times I was to get my hotels in Round Rock. I know what Round Rock is. Go to Austin and ride north to Round Rock. And you gonna know, as soon as you leave the Austin city, you gonna know when you in Round Rock. Just get out, go walk into Walmart and start looking at the people in Round Rock. Go to Austin, and Austin a majority white city, so I'm not being racist whatsoever. But go to Austin and walk around Austin in the build and look at the people, and then go to Round. Yeah, you run. Oh, well, I won in the Trump county, bro. You from Round Rock? I don't trust you, bro. I'm not gonna vote for you if you from Round Rock. I'm sorry, you're not the kind of Democrat we looking for. You're not no real Democrat. I'm just sorry, bro. I'm kind of skeptical. They saying, oh, he could win in the Trump district. I'm kind of skeptical. Bro, if I want to vote for a Democrat, I want a Democrat. Like, you know, Hakeem Jeffries, he a Democrat. You know, AOC, she a Democrat. You feel what I'm saying? You know Gavin Newsom? Yeah, he a Democrat. You know Nancy Pelosi? Yes. So I'm saying if I want to vote for a Democrat, Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat. James Tellerico, he you could say he a Democrat. That boy from Round Rock. When I heard he was from Round Rock, Smashley, that's all I need to know. That boy from Round Rock. Y'all, Smashley, go look. Smashley, you might not be from Texas. You don't know what Round Rock is. That's Redneck Central, boy. Out there in Round Rock, boy. That boy from Round Rock, Texas. Smashy says she ain't seen no Republican do any kind of work in about 1,000 years. What y'all talking about? At least I ain't from Round Rock. Hey, that's what I say, Donnie, too. That's what I would say, too. A real big, a much big distinction, a bigger distinction, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you kind of think about it. It's like, you know, the early voting start next week on Tuesday. Early voting start on next Tuesday in Texas in the Democratic primaries. So I'm saying it's like you got undecideds and they got 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. So it's like you got to just get out there and get it now. You know what I'm saying? You drawing a distinction between you and Tellerico. I mean, are they having another debate? I'm saying, what opportunity are you gonna get like that? You gonna do a commercial like that? You gonna spend money like that? I'm saying you in the once you get to like once you get to that period where the voters voting, that's where the 90% of your focus is. Donnie, is getting the voters to the polls now. 10,000%. You know what I'm saying? Like she could definitely, like, you know what I'm saying, work on her drawing a distinction between her and James and all the other. I'm saying, really though, you bow down to that. You bow down to the nitty gritty though. Like a lot of my time and energy, I'll be focused on getting them making sure them voters to the polls, because I think she got the numbers. I mean, if you looking at the University of Houston, that's the Texas poll. You feel what I'm saying? The University of Houston, that poll amongst Democrats, it looked the same way it did Texas Southern. And she doing that, bro, yeah. And so you got Dallas, yeah, bro. And Houston, she got Dallas and Houston. Well, how you gonna beat that in a Democratic primary? Think about that. Donnie, just stop I want all of y'all to stop for just a second. She got Dallas, she got Houston. And if she had Dallas and Houston, you could say, oh, Democrats do that every year and they lose the state of Texas. The state of Texas ain't voting. The state of Texas ain't voting. It's a Democratic primary. And she got Dallas and Houston. Yeah, ain't like you can look in the rural areas. He gonna be picking up crumbs I'm talking about crumbs from the rural areas. And she been hitting all them spots too. You see what I'm saying? She already kind of, with her getting in the, like, I don't know if she really intended it to happen like it did Smashy, but I'm saying, like, it kind of like, I know she was right. She did call that about reaching certain voters. She called that. She right about that. But I'm saying her getting in the race, like, as late as she did, she really ain't have to spend no money, like, her infrastructure wasn't really set up, but I'm saying, like, when she did get it set up, like, now, man, we just gotta get them voters to the polls. She gotta identify voters and get them to the polls. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like we knocking on doors now, Donnie. We face to face with the voters. Because you getting face to face with the voters, you know what I'm saying? I need to know what your name is, your email address, and your address. And I need to know if you got a ride to the polls. Yeah, oh yeah, you shaking my, yeah, I'll vote for you, baby. Yeah, okay, you voting for me. Yeah, we need your name. We need your address. And your email or phone number, whatever, and we need to know if you got a ride to the polls. That's what we on right now, Donnie. We know the early voting, what they get, the mail-in ballots. You got ballot, baby. Hey, baby, y'all got y'all ballots. Y'all got y'all ballots. Hey, y'all called over there. Acre Homes. Y'all got y'all ballots over there. Acre Homes, y'all. Yeah, make sure y'all got y'all ballots. That's what time we on now, Don. You just got to make sure the people who you know, she got the numbers. That's why the polls say what they say. She got the numbers. For James Tellerico, he throwing them Hail Marys. Yeah, he know what a Hail Mary is. You just go throw it up. You hope somebody go back there and catch it, bro. They Superman on it. He throwing the Hail Marys because he really need a miracle. She got the numbers and she got everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Smashy says, and don't wish for things that you don't want. Won't miss a wink of sleep without you here, and I don't have to ban you. You'll leave soon enough. Tell him, Smashy. Tell him, Smashy. And don't wish for things that you don't want. I don't have to ban you. You gonna be gone. You gonna be out of here soon enough. She said voter IDs won't happen. You don't think so, Smashy? I don't know, man. I think it might. It might be harder in the Senate, but it might. Most of the American people, they want to see people get ID, but I don't think it's gonna help. It's not gonna help the Republicans. Like if you expecting, it might help them in the presidential election. I don't think it's really gonna help them in the midterms. Most of the people voting in the midterms got IDs, man. Come on. How many people vote in the 2018 midterms? About half the electorate or less? Half or less of the electorate? Everybody not gonna be out there voting, man. You know what I'm saying? So Smash, I think if they didn't have vote, if they did pass the voter ID law, I don't think it's gonna help Republicans. Not with it might save you a few seats, but I'm saying I don't think it's gonna help Republicans what's coming. I think they got a bruising coming. I think that's for certain. They got a bruising coming. You said it won't because the support from the all they need Smash is a birth certificate. All you need is a birth certificate and like a piece of mail. That's all they need, Smash. It's not you talking about to get a driver's license? To get an ID, all you need is a birth certificate and like a piece of mail. You get a birth certificate in 2 days or a day and a half from the state. Like $25. Well, the state ain't gonna send you a birth certificate. It like take a birth certificate and a piece of mail. It's really not that hard. I guess in some people, like in the communities where the people are like superly impoverished. I said superly impoverished, like I'm making up words. But I'm saying, Smash, it don't really take that's what I'm saying. A normal person like me and you who want to go vote, it ain't gonna take nothing for nobody if they ain't got no ID to go get no ID, man. They trying to vote. That ain't gonna help you win because you stopping people from getting a voter ID. I don't see how that's gonna help you win. That's all I'm saying. You know? Yeah, that's true. If you couldn't afford it, it will be harder. You know what I'm saying? That is true. Brian C. Oh man, Brian C. come up in here starting on Smashly, man. Why you on Smashly, man? He come up in here starting on my girl Smashly, man. Brian C., you gotta let my girl Smashly make it, man. Hey, you feel me, Brian C.? You gotta let my girl Smashly make it, man. Y'all can't be getting on Smashly, man. Smashly, you a liberal? Just because somebody a Democrat might not be a liberal, that's why I'm asking her. You know what I'm saying? Smashly, you a liberal? I know she a Democrat now. She big Democrat now. But I don't know if she a liberal, though. Oh, you said proof of citizenship. It's still like a birth certificate. You could prove you're a citizen with a birth certificate. Oh, she said she left leaning. That don't mean she all the way liberal. Gene Shields, what Malcolm? Hey, what Malcolm said about Smashley, Gene? Y'all wildin', man. What Malcolm said about Smashley, man? He said he gonna give a class on getting a normal ID later. Okay, that's cool then. You gonna give a class on getting it, bro? Like, if you say so, man. If you say so, I'm gonna give you a class on how not to get sued later. Nah, I ain't gonna give you no class on that. I'm gonna just let you keep on being a crash dummy. That's all that's gonna happen. You gonna get a class on how to get a lawsuit. You can't be saying you giving no class if you getting sued while you doing it. I'm gonna give a class on how and you get sued while you did it, and whatever you trying to stop them from doing, they still gonna do it. Only thing gonna happen, you gonna get somebody else sued, and they still gonna get what they're trying to get. You gotta stop being so goofy. People gotta stop being so goofy, man. You just a clown. You a clown. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a class on how not to. I'm gonna get a class on how to get sued 27 times in 3 years. I'm gonna give a class. You ain't giving nothing, bro. You just standing in the way of somebody. What's a protester in Minneapolis really doing? He's just standing in the way of the ice truck. He ain't stopping nothing from happening. He just standing in the way. He impeding. You just impeding progress. That's it. You just impeding progress. You know what I'm saying? You a protester. That's impeding progress. You protesting God's blessings in somebody's life. You just a protester. That's it, bro. You ain't stopping nothing. You ain't giving no class. Bro, I'm saying, like, why y'all getting that smashy though? Why you can't be comfortable with a white girl who's a Democrat or a liberal? Brian, see, I'm saying, y'all, what he's saying, go read Malcolm X, smashy. I'm saying Malcolm X is in the 60s, or this ain't that. Come on, man. Y'all saying Smashy one of them kind. You don't know her to be saying that. You just saying Malcolm X said that about a white girl, some with some black men. So you saying something Malcolm X said about, man, that ain't nothing. I don't do that. I might know something that Malcolm X did say that, but I ain't gonna judge Smash. That's like saying, go read what Donald Trump said about black people and monkeys. Like, I don't care what he said. If you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. I'm saying Smashy, she just, so what? Like, you know, she got to show me something out of her. Her personality. I need Smashy to do something to me to make me be. I'm saying, why you just sit there and say, oh, she a white girl, she a liberal? What? So what? There's so many people I could tell you to go read what they said about a black Republican. Oh, Uncle Tom, House Negro. A black Republican is a House Negro. Real talk. If you Republican and you black, and I ain't talking about you really believe conservative, like you Christian or something like that. I'm talking about the ones that's just Republicans, and you black, you a House Negro. Hey, go read what Ghost wrote about House Negroes. Oh, they the ones that's sitting over there with the master telling on all the Democrat black people, all the other black people. They were sitting over there with the master. She could say that as a white. She ain't a white. She probably gonna say it, but she could say y'all black dudes supporting the dude who putting the black people on monkey body. She could say that. Go read the book on the white dude who you support white dudes who do that. Go read the book on Bojangles. House Negroes. He a house Negro. I mean, anybody can say anything. You feel me? Y'all feel me though? Like I said, just cause she a white girl, that made her different than me cause I'm black. And she had different political views than me. She more left leaning than I am. I'm saying I still ain't gonna judge her though. She cool. As long as she cool with me, she cool. I don't care what she is. She could be a white left dude. She could be a white left man. She could be a black left girl. We have a bunch of black left girls in here. Brian, see, I didn't call you. See, he put an R at the end. I said Negro. I never used that word. First of all, Brian, on one of my own kind. And then you put an ER at the end. I ain't got no ERs at it. I said a house Negro. No, you ain't. Bro, I just said, you know how black people say that about you. Be real. Be real, Brian. If you went to the south side of Chicago, you ain't got to go to no hard hood. You could go around just a bunch of black Democrats. You know they going to say that about you, Brian. You already know. But I don't look at you like that. I don't look at Donnie like he a black libertarian. I don't look at him like, oh, he a Uncle Tom. I don't look at him like that. But, you know, go over there and talk to Joy Reid or to Don Lemon. Or Roland Martin, or Jasmine Crockett. They think y'all some house Negroes. All y'all black MAGA, Abby Phillip. See, they think y'all house Negroes. I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real with you, though. You see what I'm saying? So I said, like, us looking at, I feel what you're saying, though. When Smashley first came in this stream, ask her. I said, your name. I said, what's your name? Smashley. You feel what I'm saying? I asked her too. But like after she was in here for a while, you know what I'm saying? And we were just like kicking it. Like I'm like, she cool though. She might have different political views than y'all, but Brian, see, I'm saying if y'all talk to her, she a cool girl. When we able to do that, that's when we made it. Donnie, I don't know if Donnie really could, but I'm saying, when we able to do that, that's when we made it. Somebody who completely different than us, and we able to coexist with them. That's when we made it. Because I'm saying, I seen every single girl who a Democrat or a liberal in this live stream, y'all done ran her off. Everyone. That's her voice. She got a voice. I'm saying the man like, I see 2 Americans getting shot. In the fact, you shouldn't have had Americans getting shot. You should be helping poor people. It's a lot of things he could have done, especially Brian C. You know that Ghost City, and if he doing what, I'll ride with him. If he doing stuff, I think that's the right thing to do. I'll ride with him. But I'm saying, like, you know, you talking about taking Greenland by military force. I can't understand that. So we get voices in here like Smashley during that time when this girl getting shot, a white girl in Minnesota gets shot in the face, and Smashley from Illinois, and she a white girl, yeah, why wouldn't I want her to have a voice in this stream? She representing that. You let her have a voice. That's what we do, bro. That's what Charlie Kirk, that's why I respect Charlie Kirk. Because he understood that, bro. You let people have a voice. You don't try to take their voice because they disagree with you. You amplify that voice because they disagree with you. Man, I'm going to bless y'all with, while y'all down there having that discussion, I'm going to bless y'all with the outdoors, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I do this, you know what I'm saying, it'll bring some peace into the live stream. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do, y'all, whenever I get amped up, hyped up. You know what I'm saying? I just go to a beautiful place like such, and I just observe God's nature and beauty, and that made me feel better, y'all. Y'all, we about to that time, Brian. See, I thank you for that donation, y'all. I'll be back in just a minute. I hope at such time that your boy Big Ghostwriter return my beautiful people, that y'all not down there still arguing and fussing and cussing and about to kill each other, man. That's what I did that for, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see how pretty that is, man. Y'all just got to enjoy the beauty, man. Don't be trying to kill each other, man. You feel that? Yeah, boy. Hey, Cruising with Ghostwriter. Episode number 46, 47, 48, 49, 52, 53, 54, 55. What we got up in here? Donnie, he's talking to my girl Smash. She said, based on case law, due to her moving her vehicle after the detainment began, and she faced the officer, even if passing him he moved, he can what? Hold on a second, Donnie. No, Donnie, that ain't gonna work. No, Donnie, that's a negligent killing or whatever. Hold on, what Donnie say? Donnie bringing up case law based on the precedent. He said, due to her moving her vehicle after the detainment began and she faced the officer, even as passing him she moved, he can't claim that, Donnie, but we watched the tape though, and we got proper judgment. And the proper judgment is he didn't have to kill her. He He can't claim that though, Donnie, but he didn't have to kill her. He didn't have to. Donnie, we Christians first. You a man and you a Christian. Or he's supposed to be. He'll say he'll be in church on Sunday. Like that ICE preacher. He'll go preach a sermon on Sunday. He done shot her on the head on Friday just because he agitated because they keep on messing with him, won't let him do his job. That's the wrong answer, Donnie. We know the whole story behind that. We know why he shot her. We know he agitated. We know he ain't got to shoot her. He didn't have to do that. There's a lot of things, Donnie, that we can do that we should not do, or that's not the best thing to do, or that's not expedient. You know, the expedient thing to do is that Kristi Noem, she's now down at the border, and I started watching her press conference, and they done picked up how many pounds of fentanyl at the border, Secretary Noem. You ain't got to be in Minneapolis getting a bunch of fanfare, but I promise you, Secretary Noem, if you keep doing what you did on that video when y'all picked up how many tons or pounds or whatever of fentanyl at the border, if you keep doing that, Secretary Noem, the public, soon enough, they going to forget about, well, they might not, the Democrats ain't going to forget, but the public, your transgressions, they'll be kind of like, you know, just go kind of like into the wild blue yonder. Because that's the kind of secretary you would have been with me in the first place. Down there at the border talking about how many pounds of fentanyl or tons of fentanyl that ICE or the Border Patrol just got picked up. Gomer Powell, that's what y'all should have been doing. Instead of coming to Minneapolis trying to get some airtime. That's what I'm saying. Like, go down to the border where you and do the job, get the job done. See, if they was up in Minneapolis, focused in Minneapolis, you might wouldn't have got that bust of fentanyl if you was in the wrong place. Go pick them drugs off at the border. If you got the border closed, how you picking up? If the border is closed, how you picking up fentanyl at the border? Because they still trying to bring it across. That's why. So that's why they got Border Patrol, because you're supposed to be at the border, not in the middle of Minneapolis. Whether or not you technically right or wrong, Donnie, I said that from the get-go. Technically, he could be right. Technically, ain't none of us black people in this live stream going to take off when the officer tell us to stop or going to drive our car in his direction. Definitely not. Technically, Alex Peretti kicked the light off the cop's car. Technically, we could technically all day. Technically. But technically, he shouldn't have killed her. Technically, he didn't have to shoot her 3 times once he on the side of the vehicle. He kept shooting, technically. Hey, Brian C. say pass the Save Act, man, Smashley. This is one that I might have to, I don't see why I couldn't separate with you on this, Smashley, because I don't think it makes a difference. Listen, to me, the Save Act is kind of like, so, okay, Smashley, I know it's harder to get an ID for some people in the inner city, but if they were able to get an ID, Smashley, they probably would make their lives better anyway. There's certain things you cannot do with an identification. So if they don't have identification, that's a problem anyway. So if I'm a candidate or if I'm any kind of person concerned with getting them registered to vote, whatever the requirements are to get their ID, I don't look at that as a burden just because I want their vote. I'm going to try to help that person because if they get their ID, it'll help them in more than just voting is what I'm saying. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is the majority of Americans, y'all know I'm always with the people. What's the percentage of people support the Save It? This is where I have to have to separate from the Democrats on this one. How many people support the Save Act? %83 of Americans support requiring proof of citizenship to vote. They didn't say a voter ID. They just said proof for citizenship. 83% of Americans. Like I said, a birth certificate is proof of it. It don't take that much to get an ID. It don't take much of anything at all to get identification. It's too easy. You don't, I mean, like once you already had an ID, really all you got to do is you could get a replacement card. I mean, it's so many ways. That stuff is too easy, man. It's too easy. 76% of black voters support it. That's what I'm saying, Smashley. A lot of people support it. It's not going to change. I don't think y'all thinking it's going to change. I don't think it's going to too much change any results of any elections. That's why all the Democrats support it. It ain't really going to change nothing. Most of them Democrats going to vote, they got IDs. You know, the vast majority, most of the ones who don't really are, it seems like they would be illegals. Or they just extremely poor. I mean, most poor people, they going to get out, or homeless or something, people going to get an ID, man. It's not that difficult of a process to get identification. Smash, I think, you know what I'm saying, I might be for that. Man, Smashy ain't playing with y'all, bro. She snapping on y'all up in here, boy. Smashy, smash. Hey, Smashy on y'all head top. They didn't have to shoot her, Smash. I agree with you, little baby. They really didn't have to. See, that's why she up in here. Because that's about the time when she came in here, Brian. See, they didn't have to shoot that girl, bottom line. So Smashy, her voice. You feel what I'm saying? Smashy, a white girl from the Midwest. Smashy is her voice. She Renee Good's voice. They didn't have to shoot that girl like that, man. I don't care precedent, right or wrong, all of that stuff, you ain't have to shoot it. That's why Christy Nome at the border now, and she got Gomer Pyle. I hate Brian. See, she got Gomer Pyle down there with her. She got Gomer Pyle down there with her, cause you know what I'm saying. That's the spot really. Because they were doing too much. That's too much. They had too much going on. That's way too much going on. Hey, Brian, see, the agent was slightly grazed by a car. He wasn't hit. You want me to play something that's hit by a car? That agent wasn't hit by a car. He was slightly grazed by a car. You might could say he was glazed by a car. He wasn't hit. You know what the word hit is? He wasn't hit by a car. The car made contact with him, but it was very slight contact that wasn't life. It wasn't that contact with the car was not life threatening for him at all. And I think he's seen that before he shot at least one of those bullets, probably two. He's seen that he was out the way before he shot that very last shot. And then the attitude he had after he shot her, he said F and B. It's a Christian. Brian, see, he a Christian. He probably went and preached a sermon, the ICE preacher. He done shot her in the head out there, said F and B after he killed her. He didn't say, oh my goodness, woe is me. Lord, forgive me for I have sinned. You know, he wasn't talking like that. He said F and B. And he a Christian. And it was an accident. F and B was an accident. That boy, they mad. He mad. That's why they had to go, man. They get on down, bro. Get on back where you came from. Wherever you came from before you came here, get on back down there. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Donnie says legally, if the first shot was legal, his next shots in 3 seconds are legal under. I don't know about all that, Donnie. Donnie, put the case law in the chat. Since you keep saying case, hey Donnie, since you keep saying case law, because that's the precedent. That's what case law is, precedent. That case law tell a judge that's how the other judges rule. So if you rule different, you're going to have a reason you ruling different. Because that's what case law is. So I'm saying you got to put that case law in. That a police officer is responsible for every single shot. So them 3-4 shots are 4 different responsibilities. That first shot, maybe. Them other shots, definitely no. He dead wrong. Smashy, when I see you. Green Garden, what's up? He said he stopped in front of the car while it was running, which is against police policy. Thank you, man. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all, we need to do a whole nother live stream about this. I thought we had already settled this, bro. Y'all trying to explain away what that man did, and y'all know what that man did was dead wrong. Period. Period. It ain't nothing else to talk about. Y'all know that man was dead wrong. Come on, man. Don't be up in here. Y'all up in here capping, man. Donnie talking about if I give a man $500. Brian C., I appreciate that donation, baby. You feel me? 2 hours, y'all. We've been up in here kicking it. 2 hours. If y'all haven't liked the video, y'all go ahead and double tap that screen for your boy Big Ghost Rider. Hey, look, it's like 21 degrees out here in Big NYC. What y'all on, baby? Y'all still messing with my girl? Man, Smashley, she ain't playing with y'all. She said you're done for saying stupid stuff like that. I'll do it for you, Smash. Because they saying Smashy be taking people out the channel too much. So she letting you stay in here. She gonna eat y'all up. Y'all see that loyalty? It ain't no way I finna let y'all get out on my homegirl or my little homegirl like that. Talking about some Malcolm X. Talking about some pink booties. Oh, excuse me. Did I say that? I was just playing. I was just playing. Bro, you gotta understand though, like, you know what I'm saying, Smashy, I welcome you into my house, my home, my community, my everything. And all the people around me, you would too. You gotta be accepting of people. The girl is a cool girl. You can't say she's not a cool girl. So you gonna say what Malcolm X said about people, like what people said about Malcolm X, how Malcolm X died. You could say that a whole different kind of bunch of different kind of ways. That boy got killed by the most respected and feared black man probably in America. Listen to that. He got killed by the most respected and feared black man in America. That should tell you everything you need to say. How I'm gonna respect what you had to say about Smashley, like, cause she a white person and the black man killed you. Malcolm X talking about a white girl and a black man, the most respected, goated, feared black man in America, murked you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. And like Malcolm with Martin Luther King, I really don't talk too hard about Martin, but I'm just saying, like, it's always two sides to a story. That don't mean Malcolm X lose respect with me. He don't lose no respect out the stuff he was saying and the realness he had in what he was saying. That don't mean Martin Luther King lose no respect for me, with me. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to look at his word. I'm going to put a balance on everything. Like, what's wrong with Smashley? You feel me? Like, if I come in the grocery store and I saw Smashley in the grocery store and she started talking to me, it just stuff happen like that sometimes. It just happened like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you were down there in the if you were down there at Round Rock, hey, if I came to Texas and I didn't go to Dallas or Houston, I went to Round Rock. Hey, where you from, James Tallarico? Hey, what if I told y'all I was going to Texas and I didn't go to Dallas or Houston? I was just going to Round Rock. You feel what you feel me? But I'm saying, like, you know, like, I ain't gonna be in Round Rock, you know, I'm gonna be around the peoples. You know, probably people that's similar to me or whatever. And in the meantime, if Smashy go by my path, I'm not gonna treat her no different than I'm gonna treat the black girls or the Hispanic girls. Cause Smashy ain't the type of girl that I would go looking for, because if she crossed my path, I'm not gonna treat her no different, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna show her the same level of respect. She cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at it. I don't care. Bro, if you had a girl that came and the girl, she was like turquoise. It was the first turquoise human being you ever seen, bro. Like, I'm saying, Ghost, I'll be into that, bro. Like, cause I'm saying I'll be trying to, like, see what's going on. You feel me? It don't, like, that to me, like, it don't matter. Like, that don't matter to me. It's about what Martin Luther King said, the contents of their character. It's about the contents of their character. And if she got a good character, then the rest of it don't matter. Smashy wouldn't, if y'all worry about being a barbecue Becky, Smashy wouldn't barbecue Becky me, boy. I know she would. Smashy, tell him, baby, you wouldn't call the police on me. Smashy wouldn't call the cops on me, man. I know she would. Real talk, she too cool, man. Smashy, tell him, baby. Tell him you cool, girl. They trying to be all mean to you and stuff. He said Malcolm hated the Democratic Party. Yeah, the Democratic Party back then, not the one it is today. Somebody said, I don't think Malcolm would respect that orange racist. Golly. My boy, my boy Green, he on President Trump. See what I'm saying, Brian? See, y'all be talking about Smashley. Look what Green said about y'all boy. Donnie, look what Green said about y'all boy. Y'all be talking about Smashley. Y'all ain't saying nothing to my boy Green. My boy Green, Smash ain't never said nothing like that about President Trump. Smashley said she not a cop caller. You feel what I'm saying? I already know she not. If you ain't gonna call the cops on me, Smashley, you cool with me. Man, I don't see how y'all, bro. Man, Smashley cool. She said the Black Panther Party just started, and they supporting the left. Smashley know more about black issues than y'all do. Where you at, my boy Brian C? My boy, Brian C. I Smashy know more about them kind of issues than y'all do, man. Tell them, Smashy. Smashy, dog, you cool as a fan, dog. Real talk. I'ma ride for you every time you come in this stream. You know what I'm saying? They try to hate on you and stuff like that. I don't believe in that, Smashy. I believe in equal opportunity for all. DEI. Hey, Smashy is DEI in this live stream. Smashy, you are diversity, equity, and inclusion in this live stream. You feel me, baby girl? You feel me? Tell him, girl. Tell him she ain't putting up with nothing. Seeing here, she on she on y'all forehead this morning. All of y'all. Somebody said Chuck Schumer was around with Malcolm X. That's what's cracking. Oh, snap. My boy Donnie, he went and got that case law. Bro, look, why you talking about, look, this way you wrong, though. Hold up. Tennessee versus Gardner. Let me look that up first, though. Because I'm saying, you know this happened in Minnesota, right? Okay. So that looked like okay, so that was what was that? That's okay, so I had to go find it, but I found it. 471 US 1. So what's this here? 1985. Okay, so that was in federal court. So I have to look at that one. What did he say? Say in the third time. So Donnie up in there doing research. Donnie, look. Hey, Donnie. Hey, Donnie trying to litigate a case. Donnie, we can even have a mock trial, Donnie. Donnie, you want to have a mock trial? Hey, Donnie, you want to have a mock trial? Smashley gonna be the judge. Real talk. Donnie, listen. We'll screen share. I'll give you the link. Me, you, and Smashley. Smashley gonna be the judge. We'll have a mock trial. And the mock trial, you'll represent the federal government and the officer who shot Renee Good, and I'll represent Renee Good. And Smashley will be the judge, and the chat will be the jury. And we'll have the trial right here on this live stream, Donnie, and we'll let the chat decide who guilty and who not guilty. Smashley, you going to Michigan? Donnie, we gonna have a trial? I don't know how he could. I don't know how he could support the Republicans, though, Donnie. I don't understand that. Oh, okay. Smash. Hey, Smash. Hey, Donnie says, I haven't finished my AI agent yet. So that's what he didn't want to ask the AI. Oh, okay, I feel you. All these people out here, they lawyers now. They got AI agent paralegals. Hey, but see, you got to get that AI. He got to argue that. Donnie, it's good that AI could find you that case law and make it easier for people who have a general knowledge of the law to be able to do that. It's easy he could find you that case law, but you got to argue you got to know what he writing. You can't just read it. You got to understand it because you got to argue it against somebody like me who I'm going to argue that because I know that dude wrong. And ain't nothing in the word you could say. I know he wrong. He shot too many times. That it looked like an execution. And then his comments that he said, oh, it is way cheaper there, Smashley. Michigan probably the cheapest state in America. Definitely. When it comes to that, 10,000%. Man, that's super cool, Donnie. That's super cool. That's the coolest thing I ever heard of in my life. Donnie, you could really, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that, Donnie, though. Because that's all you got to do. And you like an attorney. I know you got to have a law license to practice law, Donnie, but think about that. You could train AI just like you doing. And you could, really. Because you wouldn't have got the case law. I was like, Donnie, let me see you get that case. But he got the AI already. It's hard to find that case. You got to have LexisNexis and you got to have the right, you got to know what you're doing to find that case law. Well, we was trained in that. But all that training that we had to be able to find case law and all that it's going to be a thing. It's an old relic. Really? Because all you need is the AI today. That's all a lawyer needs is artificial intelligence. That's it. Even though it's an excited utterance, though, still, Donnie, I understand, like, you defending him if you had to defend him in court. You're supposed to say everything you're supposed to say. But we all saw that video, Donnie. Because he got the right to do it don't mean he should do it. Because he got the right to do something doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do or that that's what he should do. That's what's up. Oh, you said the AI agent to pass the bar? So they'll let the agent get a bar like a bar. So, hey, Donnie, you said they're gonna let the AI get a law license. The AI. So humans could own their lawyers now. They could own lawyers. So they're gonna let the AI get a law license. So what you ever need a lawyer for anymore? You said if it only matters if it's legal? Nah, it matters more than if it's legal, Donnie. It matters more if it's legal. Because I'm saying we accusing him of involuntary homicide or manslaughter. We make an accusation against him like he did something wrong. So you saying what he did was legal? What I'm saying, that second and third shot wasn't legal. And what he said, even though what he said was legal, it gives you the intention, his mentality, Donnie. It shows you his intent. Why would he be saying you F and B if he was in self-defense? You don't talk like that when you defending yourself, Donnie. It's about more than if it's legal. The law play a very little part in the finality. It's more about the customs of the procedures of the court. But I'm saying still in all, legality play a big part of it, but it don't matter if it's legal, Donnie. I'm saying that that second and third and fourth shot was illegal as I don't know it. If I got a video of his hand on the side of her shot, on the side of her vehicle, at any time, he wrong. If one shot was wrong, then he's still wrong. He got to give an account for all 4 shots. So even if he was right for 2 shots and he was wrong for 2 shots, guess what, Donnie? He's still wrong. He was on the side of her vehicle when he fired one of them shots. On the side of it. And the American people seen it. The American people seen him on the side of her vehicle firing that shot. Pow, pow, pow. He on the side of her vehicle. You get no way you can make that right, my boy. It's no way you can make it right. You can find as many laws as you want to. Again, if you had to argue that in a court against Ghost Rider, you're not going to win that case. Even if he didn't get acquitted, even if, listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm a civil attorney. You arguing a law like you arguing against him, like you defending him. I'm not a civil attorney, excuse me. I'm a civil litigator. You arguing for him like you defending him in a criminal case. You might get him. He probably won't. If he don't get indicted and get no time, he gonna lose the civil lawsuit. If he don't get 1 day in jail and he win the criminal case, he gonna lose the civil case. That's what I'm saying. He'll lose the civil case. Because the bottom line, whether you want to admit it or not, is that he shot next to her, man. Where my girl at? Where my girl Smashley went? I know my girl ain't left yet. Smashley, don't leave. Don't go nowhere, girl. Hey, Smashley don't really be talking too much when Donnie talking. She don't be messing with him. Smashley says she going to Michigan. What part of Michigan you going to, Smash? Hey, Smash, what part of Michigan you going to, fam? You said making it legal. Look, it's not really about legal. Well, I guess it is, but he a cop. So all you got to do is his procedure. Did he follow procedure? In that first shot, you could find procedure he followed for that first or that second shot, though. But what I'm saying, Donnie, even if he followed procedure, why you don't let the state of Minnesota do an investigation then? Because you got to understand that whether it's legal or not, Donnie, it's perception. It's still a human. It's not like doing a mathematical equation. It's still a human. So I'm saying a human's still going to determine, Donnie, whether or not it's legal or not. We saw it. We all were able to, you know what I'm saying, make that judgment on our own. Oh, Smash says she's still here, girl. Smash, help me out, baby. Help me out, baby. You feel me? It ain't no way. Donnie trying to make that shot. He say he found some case law. The AI found some case law. I didn't even research that case law because I'm gonna argue that case law. But he said, are you fixing your hair, Smashley? Smashy, he said that oh, just across the border from Indiana. Is that where you from, Indiana? You from Indiana, Smashy? Smashy, I had met two girls when I was in Indiana, man. You feel me? I had met two women's when I was in Indiana, Smash. That was pretty cool too, man. I ain't gonna even lie. That part of Indiana I was in too. But yeah, he definitely civilly, he definitely liable. Look, if you say, I'm saying this though, Donnie, why you don't let the state of Michigan, I mean Minnesota, why don't you let Minnesota do an investigation? You know what I'm saying? Why don't let Minnesota investigate it? Because I'm saying, in my opinion, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it look all the way to me like, even if you say that by the procedure of policing, by policing procedures, he probably ain't gonna be guilty. You probably ain't gonna be able to lock him up by policing procedures, Donnie. But like, yeah, civilly he liable as I don't know what. Yeah, I judge a man by his character all the time. Hey, listen. Oh yeah, I already know though, Smash. Like that's where I was too. But like not Michigan. But look. Donnie, he broke protocol when he stepped in front of her car. He ain't supposed to be in front of her car. That's protocol. That's police protocol. He put himself in front of a moving vehicle, bro. Donnie. So your AI, he ain't your AI. Your AI. He didn't tell you that part, Donnie. That's your boy put himself in front of a moving vehicle, Donnie. He broke protocol. And he shot that third and that fourth shot, Donnie, was criminal. Maybe you got for his first two shots, Donnie. Okay, maybe I'll give you that. But that third and that fourth shot, Donnie, that was criminal. More than civil, it was criminal. Smash said the medical examiner created the third shot was fatal, not the first. So the third shot is the one that was fatal. So that sounds like murder. That sounds like murder. My boy said they experienced agents, not the ones with 47 days of training. Donnie, I don't know, man. I don't know. I might have to go with my girl Smash, man. Now it don't look good. Whether he right, wrong, or indifferent, Donnie, it just didn't look good. I'm saying there ain't nothing you could do to tell the American people about anything. It just didn't look good. It don't look good, man. Real talk. It don't. What can we say about that, Donnie? It don't look good. What my girl say? Yeah, while recording with his personal cell phone and harassing her and his wife. All the way wrong. I feel that, Donnie, and I'm not arguing with you, my boy. I'm not arguing with you at all. I feel where you coming from, everywhere you coming from, but I'm just saying though, I'm saying you can't move with that politically. How do you move with that politically? Which way do you turn? You can't. There ain't nothing you could do with that politically. Politically, you dead wrong. You could say legally, but like Smashley even arguing against that. Cause she gonna tell you legally you wrong too. She gonna tell you procedurally you wrong. I don't know, Donnie. I just don't. I don't agree with none of it at all. I can't see none of it being right. And I agree with Smashy. I think he should have known better, Donnie. That's just what I feel. In a situation like that, I'm saying you can't. There's nothing you could do with that politically. Whether you saying he right or wrong on the face of it legally, I mean that's really neither here nor there to nobody besides to him. He the only one who gonna have to suffer personal life consequences whether he right or wrong legally. I'm saying President Trump and them ain't even trying them. So to me, that really is irrelevant. The optics matter because that's the only kind of consequences gonna come out of this. Is what the people or the voters say or think. What other consequences gonna come out of it? You see what I'm saying? What else gonna happen? It ain't like it's a real chance that he gonna go to jail or he gonna get tried or something. That's all I'm saying. I don't see what else to come out of it. I agree with that too. He shouldn't have stepped in front of it, regardless. Regardless of what you say, he shouldn't have stepped in front of that vehicle. I agree with that completely. He was walking around the car recording. And he seen her tires was shit. The car was shifting back and forth. I think he was on the side of it when she backed up or pulled forward one time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, the way he handled that whole situation is just completely wrong. Whether you could say procedurally he was right or legally he was right, I'm saying like he wrong. Because if you it legally don't matter if you're not gonna try him. It doesn't matter legally. You're not trying to. You're not doing the investigation. You made up your mind without legally going through a process. So that doesn't matter now. He's not going to be guilty because you're not going to do investigation. What does matter is what the voters see and how they're going to vote. Those are the biggest consequences out of all of this, besides if that guy personally will go to jail for what he did. But he's not even going to be properly investigated, so that's not going to happen no time soon. You can prepare those legally conversations, Donnie, for when the Democrats take over and they able to bring some kind of subpoena power. I'm saying where it stand right now, there ain't nothing that you could do really. Like that's why I looked at it from a political stand. That's the same thing with Jeffrey Epstein. Because you could look at that Epstein situation but I don't see no criminal charges coming out of nothing. The closest thing they had was on Prince Andrew. Because he got just the same thing happened with Prince Andrew. It could have happened like what Diddy could have happened. Because it's like Cassie sued him, so Virginia Dufresne sued him. So he lost the lawsuit. So I guess like the queen, she took everything from him. She could have like charged him with something, I guess. But she chose not to. I'm saying that's the same thing, same kind of situation. I mean, but I don't think nobody gonna ever go to jail for it besides the one who already went to jail and who already did. I think that's the only one who gonna pay for anything that happened with them girls. Why Prince Andrew ain't pay? He paid money with Virginia Dufresne. So I'm saying they ain't never charged him criminally with nothing, but he paid money though. He lost the silver case. She called him by name. Why he ain't never paid? You know, Bill Clinton ain't finna go to no jail. Ain't none of them dudes finna go to no jail, man. You know what I'm saying? They might not even pay silver. It's a chance they don't even pay silver. Dang, Donnie. Donnie, they saying you need to Google it, bro. You need to Google it. Donnie, you need to use the Google, baby. They said, Donnie, Google it. Man, boy. Big Ghost Rider. You said he paid her off. You ain't got no proof of that, though. Why? I mean, why we know he paid Stormy Daniels off and we don't know he paid Virginia Giuffre off? That's what I'm saying. We ain't got no proof of that, though. We need some proof of that. But you know how hard people been trying to get proof that President Trump did something with one of them underage girls. You know how hard a lot of people. I don't know if you gonna get proof of that, man. You gotta think about it. It's a lot of people with a lot of money been trying a lot of hard for a lot of time. So I'm saying somebody like me or like I don't know. You might be. You might. But as much as you might be, he might be trying to stop you too. If you could get the information, he gonna be trying to stop you. You feeling that? Man, Donnie said he read ice manuals right now. You know that's straight. He got the AI working. Yeah, he said proof of his sexual assault. I don't think he ever denied. Well, he probably did deny, but the American people ain't saying he didn't sexually assault nobody before. We talking about a minor, a child. He sexually assaulted any children? That's the question. Any children? Donnie said, y'all can't be questioning. Donnie, y'all can't be challenging him. Donnie showing y'all can't be challenging him. He going to get the ice manual on you, boy. I know, and it sound like that. It really do sound like that. But all I'm saying is, even though it sound like that, man, it ain't no proof. I mean, we might could think that he did that, and he probably it might have did do it. You see what I'm saying? It's possible that he did do it. You gotta have proof. We got proof. Yeah, I understand. Oh, you mean that's in the Epstein files? But I'm saying, why? Well, you gotta say this, Green Gore in politics. Why Trump is in prison and why they not in prison? Why Trump in prison and why they not in prison? I hear that, Donnie. Hey, I wish I had some AI, man. I need some AI to be skimming through some files and military files and all kind of things for me too. You feel me? Hey, cause your name on the list don't mean, bro. I'm saying you need proof of some crimes that he committed. It is like a joke, cause I'm saying like, cause your name on the list isn't gonna make you get proof of crime. You see what I'm saying? You gotta have proof of some crimes that was committed. That's what I'm saying. We need proof of some crimes. Smasher, you want me to show up tomorrow? I'll show up tomorrow, Smasher, if you want me to. You hear me, Smash? I'll show up tomorrow if you want me to. But we doing Jasmine for Texas number 7. We doing that on Monday for sure. Yeah, he might have would have been though, but I'm just saying though, in order for us to accuse him of that right now, my boy, we gonna need some proof. We gotta get some proof on him. I know that, TJ or Tage. I feel that for sure, for sure. Y'all, we've been here about almost 3 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it in the stream and everything like that. Y'all know what I'm saying? What you mean what you mean the Epstein? I don't know. I don't see them getting no charges on Donald Trump with the Epstein. Real talk. They have a better chance of trying to bring charges on him on something he done did since he's been president again. Trying to bring charges on him on something he did with Jeffrey Epstein, I don't see that happening. All right, Smashley, baby. You feel me? I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend, sweetheart. See, Tage, he your boy Green says he hoped just as far as Trump, he need to be in jail. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody else say the subject is Bill Clinton. Hey, I think all of that is political, man. I think if you find out anybody did something against children to hurt children, then you prosecute it. If not, I think you just digging up old stuff, and that really should be put to rest. That's what I think. If you find somebody who did something against children, you prosecute them. If you can't find it, then it's not there. You can't find it. That being said, 2 hours and 51 minutes, man. I came, I saw, I conquered. Man, we talked about, I forgot what we talked about. Now I'm just playing. We talked about, you know what I'm saying, the economy, President Trump's economy, but we talked also about the AI bubble. You know what I'm saying? What's causing, you know, the stock market and the GDP and even creating job growth and creating wealth in America at the same time. You know, the average American are the ones at the bottom. They're not feeling any better. They still feel like they down bad, still feel like they poor. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, President Trump, he could brag about his economic numbers, but until, you know, he's got policies or he's done something to help all Americans, what good is having a 7.1 GDP if the people on Main Street ain't feeling it, if they still hurting? So that's basically what we talked about today. And then as usual, you know what I'm saying, I got back down in the chat early today. You know what I'm saying? Usually sometimes it'll work like that. You know, if we get some interesting news stories this weekend, you know, I'll be able to come on and give y'all something interesting. But if not, you know, it's just same political strategy. Just going off of what pop up in the news and just saying what I think to help both parties, all parties, you know. So that being said, your boy Big Ghost Rider, you feel that? Big Ghost Rider, man. I came, I saw, I conquered. Man, this Friday, man, I spent about 3 hours with y'all, like I said. Smash said, am I coming live tomorrow? I'm not sure. Like, look, though. Like, I went live on Monday, Tuesday, and then, of course, Thursday and Friday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I might not. It just depends on how I feel. She said she's going to look for me, so y'all look for me. If y'all hit that notification bell, that's all y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you see your boy Big Ghost Rider. You know what I'm saying? If I'm live, y'all jump in the stream and come get down with me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Smash said Bubba was the name of Maxwell's horse. Hey, Bubba was the name of Maxwell horse, Big Bubba. Hey, look, though, but this what I'm saying, though, like, to be real with y'all, though, like I said, man, like, we just don't know, man. Like, it's hard for us to tell, you know? It's just really hard to tell. I mean, it's basically going to be, for real, it's going to be what you think about him. If you think President Trump, then you would think he probably did something with somebody he shouldn't have. If you think Bill Clinton is, you know what I'm saying, it just depends on who name on the list. But it's hard to tell. I'm saying I could think whatever I want to personally. I'm not going to indict nobody without the proof, without the evidence. I'm saying you talking about stuff that's 40 or 50 years old. maybe they do find evidence. Maybe they do get justice. I'm saying I hope you do get justice, but if you can't put nobody in jail, you need to do Virginia Giuffre, she got her 13, 16 million, whatever. I'm saying why the other Epstein victims don't get their millions? Or at least some 100,000s, a class action lawsuit. Let them get paid at least. That's what I was saying. Right, y'all? Let them get the money. And Donnie said, when a DM is in office, nothing will be revealed. My girl Smashley, she got back down there and she started getting it in, Smash. Smash getting it in with y'all, boys. She don't be playing with y'all. She be at y'all head top. I like that, boy. She said, I know Smash is Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th, Smash. I was thinking about that too. They said the Mexican cartels, this is, look, I'm going to play this for y'all so y'all can hear this. This probably what we going to be doing the live stream on next week. SSDI. I promise y'all, this probably what we going to end up covering this.
They are our first line of defense, and to continue to support the men and women of the U.S. Border Patrol, Customs and Border Protection, because they really are, as I just said, the first line of defense. And when we have threats from, organizations from other countries, this is serious. This is not. This is real law enforcement keeping Americans and America safe.
Another threat to national security is emerging at the southern border. Agents with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection are on heightened alert after new alleged threats from the cartel, apparently calling for direct attacks on Border Patrol agents, not just with weaponized drones, but ordering gang members to shoot at agents. Some cartels even allegedly incentivizing members through a tiered bounty system. News Nation's Allie Bradley is live from one of the most active border sectors that is Del.
Bro, they said that the Border Patrol, the cartels have decided that they wanted to kill Border Patrol agents. I guarantee you, President Trump, if you declare war on the cartels and you defeat the cartels, you might Gomer Power. There you go. Y'all see how I am, bro? I care about Gomer Power. Gomer Power, I gave you all the advice you need. Gomer Power, if y'all sit there and y'all fight the Mexican cartels, I guarantee you're going to have better favorability amongst the American people than going at leftists in Minneapolis. I promise you. If y'all accidentally kill any cartel members, I guarantee you the American people are not going to be protesting at all. Border Patrol, y'all in the right spot. That's the spot y'all need to be in. That's what y'all need to be doing. That's the fight you need to be fighting. Period. Chrissy, no, how much fentanyl Border Patrol just made a fentanyl buzz? Oh man, they got Epstein stuff everywhere. Bodies buried at Epstein's New Mexico ranch. Y'all ever heard that? Y'all heard of that? That might be AI. Is this AI, y'all?
Of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, providing more information on the convicted sex offender's crimes. Among the files, claims bodies are buried near Epstein's Zorro Ranch in Santa Fe County. Tonight, the state land commissioner demanding an investigation.
I'm going to keep asking questions and keep poking around until I get an answer.
Those coming from an anonymous email in 2019 addressed to a local radio host.
Malia Chavez spoke with him and has the details.
Man, look, what we gotta do, man, I gotta just come in here and just do a news hour. Bodies. I gotta make sure the information right first. They said they found bodies. They think bodies are hidden under Epstein's New Mexico ranch. I didn't even know he had a New Mexico ranch. They said the Border Patrol declaring war on the cartel. Yeah, boy. Man, I'll stay a few more minutes, man. Let y'all get them last few comments out. You know what I'm saying? Donnie. Hey, Donnie, what messages you delete, my boy? Oh, I always get somebody come in here do that, Donnie. You know what I'm saying? They always do that, Donnie, all the time, little dum-dums. What's good, y'all? Y'all want to go live tomorrow? Should we go to live tomorrow, Donnie? We got to get it popping up in here. I know, man. 13-year-old trolls. Y'all, we got it popping up in here, y'all. Donnie said he'll be here tomorrow, man. I'll probably come in and I'll check in. He probably ain't gonna do a topic. I'm gonna just say ghost checking it with the chat, answering questions or something like, you know what I'm saying? Just when I get up and get moving around, I really ain't got too much going on. Like I got them cases, but you know what I'm saying? Just the way I litigate them, you know what I'm saying? It ain't too much I gotta be doing. But I got stuff I need to handle in my personal life. We really need to get on the road. Real talk, that's what I really need to do. People saying I'm not being as productive as I could be. You know what I'm saying? That's really because we need to get on the road, y'all. I bring y'all with me. You know, we live streaming, y'all. On the road, y'all. Where we going? Oh, we finna pass through. You know what I'm saying? Where Smashley at? Whoa, we in Missouri now. Oh, we in Colorado. Yeah. Hey, y'all, we got to get on the road soon, man. That's what's really need to be done. But I definitely got some stuff that I need to take care of. You know what I'm saying? But, man, that being said, though, y'all already know how I get down, man. Big Ghost Rider got the big fat stuff. You got, look, like all y'all in the live stream, you got to have you, I ain't got no fupas. Hey, but you got to have like a little bit of a stomach, man. You know what I'm saying? If you over 40 years old, you gotta have a little stomach, man. You know, I carry this little stomach around with pride, man. I work hard for this. Now let me stop, man. Hey, but look, y'all, man, I'm going to catch up with y'all, though, man. Like, I appreciate y'all keeping it real, Donnie. You know what I'm saying? You checking in, you know, whenever I come in every day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down with me, staying, you know, Smash. I appreciate you, baby. Got mad love for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? That being said, man, like, I am a Christian, bro. I like to tell people that, man, I wear my Christianity on my sleeve, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day I wake up, man, first thing I say is this the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, man. There's plenty of things that I still pray about. I ask God to help me with, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely, bro. Like in my life and, you know, and my like personal life and spiritual life and every kind of way, like just need God, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think if all of us just relied on God, we just relied on Jesus, I think we'll make the world a much, much better place, you know, for sure. But that being said, man, like, y'all, I think we had Colin, you know, he's one of the channel members. We had Colin, he came on the channel, man, with me probably about 6-7 months ago. It's been a while now. So I want to put that out there. If any one of you guys want to come on the live stream with Ghostwriter, you know what I'm saying? So we could discuss politics. You know what I'm saying? You guys let me know that. I'm going to keep on saying that. Couple of live streams. If any of you guys want to come on a live stream with your boy Ghost, if any of you guys want to discuss politics, y'all let me know and I'll bring y'all on the live stream. Tay says Jesus is the answer, and that's definitely for sure. Tay, you be here all the time too. You know what I'm saying? You be saying a lot of good stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go ahead and add you as a standard moderator too. So that being said, man, I'll say, like I said, every day I wake up, bro, I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, man. I love y'all. I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all coming in, y'all showing up, and y'all showing support. And that being said, man, yeah, I'll probably come on tomorrow since y'all said that. Y'all want me to come on. Donnie and Smashley said that too. So I'll probably tap in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? We could just cut up tomorrow. Really ain't got to talk about nothing too serious. You know, we just cut up. And, yeah, definitely. Jasmine for Texas, number 7 on Monday, though. Man, I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Tay, same thing, baby. I'll see y'all, Lord willing, tomorrow, man. Y'all be good and stay safe.